All right, we're here. We are live. We are live. There are severe thunderstorm warnings all across west central Indiana right now, guys. So we'll give everybody a moment to filter in. While we wait, go type in that link in your browser and donate to the Storm Cancer 5K fundraiser for the cure starts now and pediatric brain cancer research, and then we'll get into the forecast here and how things are progressing. It's a little bit messier, I would say, than how things were looking when we were on about an hour and a half ago. Things were very organized in Missouri,
Ah,
and whoa, Michael,
I don't know what I just did there.
whoa.
Wrong button.
Things were very organized in Missouri, and there's kind of a bubble of drier air that has developed in south central Illinois that has allowed a lot of these storms to weaken a little bit. Now, they're starting to maybe organize a bit. They're starting to maybe organize a little bit here in west central Indiana. We do have severe thunderstorm warnings for Sullivan, Terre Haute, Brazil, Greencastle, Crawfordsville, Attica, and Lafayette. All of these for 60-mile-per-hour winds. The southern severe thunderstorm warning, which includes Greencastle, Terre Haute, Clay City, that is for 1-inch diameter hail as well. But you can see it's not necessarily a super defined line at this point. It's messy, but these storms do have the capability of producing
I don't know. Sorry, Brett. I don't know why. I don't know if I'm.
yeah,
Uh,
they don't want to see me.
I don't know if I'm just messing it up or I don't
What are you
know.
trying to do? What are you trying to do?
Well, I wasn't trying to mess with the screen. I can tell you that. So, if you want to set it up however you had it, um, there you
Hang
go.
on.
Nope,
Nope.
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 Yeah. So as Brett was saying, there's a pocket of just capped off, just very stagnant air in south central Illinois, and kind of it's just yeah, just these storms hit this area, and they just I mean they really crapped the bed. Um, and so now we're kind of waiting to see this low level jet should fire up in the next hour or so. As it does, perhaps the storms in western Indiana will start to organize a little bit more. I'll tell you, it's a sometimes you get situations like this that you just can't see those types of things happening or those types of things coming. So yeah, there's a tornado warning down in Paducah. There's a tornado warning in Paducah like every other day.
It took the radar took another direct hit. I feel like we've seen that 5 times this year already down in Paducah. Those folks have been hammered over and over and over this year. That has been the spot. If you probably be a good storm chase, I would imagine, with no storms to the south. Other than that, it's very hilly over there. I do see a new tornado warning out in eastern Missouri. So
Mhm.
a couple of these storms back here probably need to be monitored as they move to the north and to the east, because starting to get their act together a little bit. But then I think the question becomes, do they hit that dry pocket of air again? And you know,
Brett,
start.
are we a real weather station?
Yeah, we're I'm alive, right? We're not in a simulation.
We are here in the real world, my friend Ricky Pie. We are here.
We've
Anyways,
been here for a while.
good
We've
night.
been here for
I'm going to
15
get in
years.
trouble tonight. It's not going to be good.
But what's interesting is that dry bubble, it really wasn't there 2 hours
On any of the
ago.
models. No, it wasn't on anything. It's really literally have come out of nowhere. That's what's immensely
So
frustrating.
uh, regardless, again, we do have severe thunderstorms. We'll put the radar into motion here. Again, I think that you're starting to see kind of this clearing on the back edge. I'm wondering if we're starting to get maybe a little bit of what we call a rear inflow jet beginning to develop here. I'll turn on the velocity scans to the right so we can kind of see. And I would say, Michael, it looks like now we're between radars here, but it looks like this area trying to start to pick up some wind energy and a little bit of a Boeing segment with this line. So,
Yeah.
this particular cluster here could start to get its act together from a wind perspective. And just as a general, movement of this, you're looking at kind of this region in here.
Brett,
It-
you may want to reboot your radar platform. The lightning data is looks like it's an hour old.
oh, good. It
It's
does, doesn't it?
yeah. If you
Well, that was weird.
here while you're doing that, I'll share mine.
It looks okay now.
Oh, did you get it? Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. You're
Nope.
on it.
Okay. So yeah, here's again, kind of seeing a little bit of an uptick in lightning and organization here in Western Indiana. There are severe thunderstorm warnings. I mean, the severe thunderstorm warning is for 60-mile-per-hour wind. There's no question about it. Yeah, as this moves east, what we're just trying to see is this going to again organize, um, as it moves east, and there is some indication right there. You see that, Brett?
Mhm.
It is kind of trying to get its act together a little
Sure.
bit. So the lightning's increasing, the colors are getting darker. So I would say that as this heads towards Hendricks County, Monroe County, Marion County, Johnson, Morgan County, here over the next hour, those warnings will probably spread east. There's probably a threat for 60, 70-mile-per-hour winds out of this. I don't see a lot in the way of suggestions or of tornado or hail yet.
Correct.
But if the low-level jet, it's trying to kind of rear in here.
Mhm.
If it can continue to rear in and kind of push out on this and organize this a little bit more, there may be some intensification there as it moves east.
Which, when we talked this morning, that was the original idea, was that the wind threat now, thought that maybe it would be a little bit more organized than this. I'm almost wondering if, this wind threat, the jet maybe starting to pick up a little bit. So the wind threat starting to increase, and perhaps back to the south and to the west, we'll start to see this fill in a little bit with the supercell activity out in southern Illinois and southern Indiana.
We do have a new MD that has just been issued, Brett. I'm gonna shift gears and pull that up. Let me switch my screen.
I've got it, Michael, if you want
Right
me to
here.
pull it up. Oh, you got it.
This is a new MD just to the south. This area highlighted here, which you can see is basically a discussion concerning the tornado watch. Um, I need to read it. So, Brett, if you want to,
Yeah. So basically, what this is saying is they launched an atmospheric sounding out in Nashville, Tennessee, and it showed signs of rotation. So what that MD is basically indicating is that number one, probably the highest tornado threat is in western Kentucky there, with west to east moving supercells. But we'll need to watch for additional development in this region for potential very large hail and damaging wind up to 80 mile per hour as well.
okay, so something that's a little more interesting too. If you cut this in half, if you go Indiana, Illinois, further north into parts of Indiana, Illinois, a tornado threat is expected. In addition to tornadoes, the more intense supercells and short, intense line segments will be capable of producing large hail and severe winds. Hailstones greater than 2 inches and wind gusts greater than 70 miles per hour would be possible. So the discrete, really strong tornado potential probably is going to exist down through Kentucky, um, and a little bit more of a multi-mode of severe weather, if you will,
Mhm.
down there to the south. So let's put this into motion real quick. And again, it's trying right here. It's trying to get going a little bit. So okay, all right, interesting. Well, we'll turn radar. We'll go back to sharing our radar here. Um,
Yeah, there we go. One interesting thing that I don't think that we'd mentioned yet, Michael, is there's a severe thunderstorm warning up here where it's not raining, and that's associated with a dust storm warning as well. And so I think some of the wind kind of exiting out from the rain shield of this storm, pushing to the north, close to the surface, producing damaging wind gusts. It's for a severe thunderstorm warning, but there's not really a storm associated with that warning just northwest of Lafayette, Indiana. So let's see here. We'll look at the radar. Some of the signals in here, with this leading edge, Michael. This is. I'd be curious if you were in, let's say Brazil, Cloverdale, Greencastle, east of Clay City here, Cloverdale momentarily, I would say. I'm curious what's happening there at the surface. Are these winds correlating to the surface here? Again, as Michael mentioned, we're starting to get kind of this rear inflow jet type of a look, and the Boeing segment, which is normally a good indicator of strengthening winds in these storms. So I'd be interested to see what kind of reports we actually have going on at the surface here, because it does at least appear to be strengthening a little bit, albeit it still looks messy. And I would imagine that this storm out here near Sullivan, if you're in Sullivan, Indiana, yeah, so this one is for destructive baseball-sized hail. And so that is an extremely dangerous situation from a hail standpoint. We talk a lot, focus a lot on tornadoes and wind, but we don't get this size hail, baseball-sized hail, very often around here. And so Sullivan, Indiana, you are in the bullseye for some very destructive hail. This can cause, if you think about baseball-sized hail and you think about getting hit with a baseball, you would not want that falling from the sky and hitting you in the head. It is just as dangerous, if not more in some cases, to be outside compared to just the 60-mile-per-hour winds when you have baseball-sized hail. It can cause major damage to cars, siding, roofs. So just a dangerous situation with this severe thunderstorm here in Sullivan, Indiana right now.
Yeah, the lightning is increasing out ahead of this, so it's probably trying to pick up in intensity a little bit. Brett, why don't we time this out into the city?
Yeah, I'm just looking.
See what the ETA is as it's heading into Indy.
Yeah, let me switch over my tool here to linear mode, so this is a little bit easier to pick up on. We're kind of going this way. What speed did you have these at, Michael? 50?
A little bit ago, but let me re-get that for you, because I would actually like to redo that, because I feel like the speed's changing a little bit.
If the jet is starting to ramp up, it's possible that this line is speeding up a little bit.
Yeah, let's see. It is. Let's get a read here. That is 18. We'll go to 518.
I see John is showing this in downtown Indy right about 7.
50 miles per hour is good.
Yeah, I was going to say, Jacob, I just see said 51.
Okay.
Well, that should be pretty good. Danville going to be, let's see here, the leading edge. This is the leading edge, not necessarily the back edge. But You're looking at Danville at about 635 or so. Lebanon, 645. Whitestown, 645. Zionsville, 648. Indianapolis, 6:56 p.m. for the leading edge. So, you're 35 minutes out. Martinsville, right at about 7. Let's see, Westfield, 7 o'clock. Southport, 7. Bargersville, 7 o'clock. Population here, 2.9 million people within this zone. All could potentially be under a severe thunderstorm warning for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts here shortly. Fisher, 709. Ellettsville, 710. Bloomington, 717. That's probably going to be kind of for this storm. For Bloomington, that's out in Sullivan. Does look like, again, Michael, out to the west near Effingham, starting to get some new development out here that will need to be monitored. Maybe trying to break through some of that dry air a little bit out there. We do have a new severe thunderstorm warning out to the west. So
there's a new warning for Indy Metro, Brett. Just came in. Should plot any second. 60
Very
mile
well.
per hour winds and 1 inch hail. There you go.
So, yeah, there you go. 50. So this goes for the next 54 minutes or so, guys. And so we can kind of read the text in here. So out to 7:15 p.m., moving 50 miles per hour. So good call there, Michael. Hail damage to vehicles expected. And again, just a decent little thunderstorm here, 60-mile-per-hour winds. By the way, if you have events, it's right as we talked about, 7 o'clock. We feel like we've been talking about 7 o'clock for the last 24 hours in terms of the timing with that. So data has done very well with the timing of this system. And so this is your time. If you're outside, if you did go up to that concert and you're planning on being outside, you need to take shelter right now. You don't want to be out in the storm. Potential for, 1 inch diameter hail, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, and also heavy rain and frequent lightning. Not a storm to mess around with, not a tornado warned storm, not seeing the massive hail. Michael, this storm near Sullivan is starting to hook too.
Yep, it is. Yep, it sure is.
Take
It's
a look
starting
at the
to be good.
velocity. Yeah, we're starting to get some rotation here. I would imagine broad rotation. It's not super strong, but it would not shock me if a tornado warning is issued here for Sullivan County within the next 5 or 10 minutes or so. I would probably, just given the look of that and given the trend of it, not to mention baseball-sized hail, definitely want to be taking shelter with this storm as it moves towards Sullivan and Cass, Indiana. And so this is probably the one to watch in terms of any extreme hail or tornado threat over the next 30 to 40 minutes or so in central Indiana.
Okay, I'm gonna go, Brett. I'm gonna take over real quick on screen share. Um, I'm intrigued right now. There it is.
There it
It's just
is.
about tornado warning. I was just about to start digging into that because I'm like, man, this just looks like it needs a tornado warning. So new tornado warning now. They're in Southwest Indiana, and that's going to go for the next 36 minutes for 2.75-inch hail. Radar indicated tornado warning is for southern Sullivan County, western Greene County, in southwestern Indiana until 7 o'clock. It is moving east at 45 miles per hour, and it's an indication of tornado being possible and baseball-sized hail. This is definitely going to be the one to watch, Brett. This thing is nasty. I'm going to try to shrink this just a little bit so I get a little bit better view in the window here. Right there. Okay. So the particular spot we're watching, obviously, is going to be right in here. And that's going to be coming just south of Sullivan, just north of Carlisle, Cass, Indiana, Linton, Indiana. And again, this is moving east at about 45 miles per hour. A couple of things are going on here, too. I want to go to a 4-panel view. And again, on the bottom right is the correlation coefficient. On the bottom left is the potential hail core. But you can see just the classic supercell nature of this storm. As it moves east, it's got the classic hook coming around. This is your forward flanking downdraft here. 98% of supercell thunderstorms produce reports of severe weather. Odds are you're getting major hail here. This hail core to the north, and then the clearing out right here. This right here, that is the Brett, why do we have PDS tornado warning? What is that popped up there? St. Louis Metro.
I
How
don't
did
see
that?
that.
Huh?
I said I don't see that.
It's on my screen.
Oh, that's weird. Mine said Cass, Sullivan, Cass, Indiana
Okay.
is what mine said.
Interesting. Sorry. That
You're
threw
good.
me off. So, anyways, that correlation coefficient scan right there, just southwest of Sullivan, Indiana, there's probably, Brett, a tornado on the ground right now. By
Yeah,
the way.
it definitely looks like it. Probably just east of Palestine there, and again, the probably wrapping in baseball-sized hail just to the north of that. There, I'll take back over, Michael.
Yeah,
But
my radar crashed on me.
you're good. You're good. So here's the look at it. So you can see the rotation here. You can see where the hook is some strong rotation right in this area here. I'll pull back up the correlation coefficient signal here. So guys, what that means when you hear that specific term, we're basically trying to determine here whether there is debris being lofted. If there's debris being lofted into the atmosphere, I'm going to change over to the Indy radar here to make this a little bit easier to see. So to me, it looks like there is probably a tornado on the ground right here heading towards New Lebanon. And so you can see where the hook is. It's right in this area. It's co-located with the almost a little debris ball signal, maybe trying to pick up here. I think it's very possible that there's a tornado on the ground right now, heading straight towards 41, straight towards State Road 41. It is, if we zoom in here, heading right towards New Lebanon. It's in, I think you may say that is Miram. Correct me if I'm wrong there, Miram.
Yep.
State Road 58 is where this is at right now. And so over the next, 20 minutes or so, we'll turn on the linear mode to make this, or the cellular mode to make this a little bit easier to see. But here's your track on this. This area right through here. 50 miles an hour. So you're looking at Cass at 644, Duggar at 645.
I'm experimenting, Brett, with a different background real quick that's showing a lot more in the way of cities. If you want to, I'm going to pull that up. If you want to go in the settings there real quick to dark presentation, it's showing the smaller cities better. And then when I zoom in, we've got like the Green Sullivan State Forest Duggar unit. There's Paxton, Indiana. Sullivan, Indiana, probably getting some really nasty hail right now. I would imagine you're getting hit hard with hail there in Sullivan. And then there's New Lebanon, baseball-sized hail. That's still the indication. I liked that a little bit because it was showing the cities a little better.
Mm-hmm.
And then there is, this is your high-res velocity. Let me go back to correlation coefficient. Yeah, there's probably a tornado on the ground there right now. You know what?
Yeah, and I think the other thing that's probably being picked up here is extremely large hail with that correlation coefficient signature. I think that's probably picking up a little bit there as well. I'm wondering if it looks like there may be a scatter spike on that too.
Yeah, it does. Yep.
So what a scatter spike is basically the radar beam reflecting off of the hail in the storm. Because the hail, it's going to be a little bit more, what's the right word? It's whiter. It shows up a little bit better. It's more likely to reflect than a translucent raindrop, if you will. And so the radar can actually pick up extremely large hail signatures, trying to see a spike as it bounces the beam off of the hail and back.
I'm trying, Brett. I don't know if it's just data in general. I'm having a hard time getting data to load and lightning strikes to plot.
I had noticed the lightning strikes lagging a little bit on this particular platform right now. When I switch,
I was just trying to find you the best image that has the best visual for everybody. Let me go back here. And pull this one up for you real quick. Maybe this one can work a little better for us. Let's back up into the old radar scope here. Okay, and there's the lightning. And what I'm trying to get here is just an idea on, is the lightning increasing a little bit? And this particular piece just continues to kind of come and go. It kind of pulsates and organizes, and then I don't know. I have mixed feelings about it. There's some indications of some gusty winds lofted up here, but I'm not getting any major wind signals, maybe upwards of 70 miles per hour that could move into western Morgan County soon. But it's sloppy. It's a sloppy setup right now in general.
Yeah, for sure. I will say, Michael, out to the west, out towards Vandalia and Effingham, we're starting to get more supercells to develop.
Yeah, I see that right. Yeah, you see that right there. I'll turn this off here so you guys can get a cleaner look with this. There we go.
Checking to see if there's any reports out of the Sullivan area right now. If you have reports, if you're in Sullivan, Indiana, well, don't go outside yet. Wait a minute for this storm to pass. But after it's passed, I'm really curious to see what kind of hail reports that we see out of there. But I'm also curious to see if there's any damage reports from the Hook potential tornado that may be on the ground right now in that area. I'm not seeing any official confirmation at this point of any tornadoes reported, but certainly based off of the rotation signature, I think it's certainly possible, if not likely, that there's been or is a tornado in Sullivan County, Indiana right now.
Is anyone curious in this area in general, Sullivan Cass area? Anybody experiencing any hail there? Just curious if that's actually hitting the ground. I mean, gosh, look at the DBZs there, Brett. Right now, it's showing a DBZ of 70.
Yeah, I'm checking right now to see what the clarity hail estimate looks like, and it's over 2 inches. It's over 2 inches in spots.
We'll get a check here real quick coming into Danville, into Hendricks and Morgan County. Again, a thunderstorm capable of producing severe winds, no question about it, with lightning and heavy rain and maybe some hail embedded for sure. No signs of rotation right now or anything like that. It's certainly a thunderstorm that could be rowdy and produce severe weather, no question about it. It's moving into Indianapolis and probably going to be, I would say, right here is probably about 7 p.m. As that leading edge of that kind of works in, that's probably where you're going to kind of see that location of all that here by 7 o'clock. But yeah, Brett, I am starting to get a little interested about the development back behind it. What a strange evolution to this stuff.
Yeah, you don't normally get a messy cluster of storms followed by additional supercell development. That especially around here. It's a very, very odd storm system right now.
Yeah,
you also don't normally get dust storm warnings in Indiana and Illinois.
No, no, it's very interesting for sure. Let me turn off the warnings and again try and get you just a view of. You can see just this here rapidly developed in the last 30 minutes. Another couple supercells, and these are lone rangers here.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's not like everybody's getting it, but a couple of these cells are gnarly. They're certainly concerning. Within the next 30 to 45 minutes, this is when that low-level jet is going to start really ramping up. So perhaps we're already seeing that. Just got a report from our clients at the St. Louis Zoo. Everyone okay? A lot of trees down. Grateful they were very aware of the storms. St. Louis Zoo is a client of ours, but yeah, there's some damage there at the St. Louis Zoo from that storm that went through earlier.
Lauren just sent a picture of the dust at her parents' house in Fowler, Indiana. Let me see if I can pull that up on the screen, just to highlight what I'm talking about. Because again, dust storms don't normally happen around here.
Yeah, how about it? Pull it up.
Let me see if I can adjust my screen share. Play screen share. Here we go. So this is right there, Fowler, Indiana here. So you can see the brown dust here. You can see the brown dust on the horizon. Not raining. You can see it's dry there. That's just dust moving through. It's been really wet in the southern half of the state, but the northern half of the state has been somewhat dry this spring compared to normal, at least. And so certainly that indication there. You might see dust sometimes in late summer, but not normally in May, the wettest time of the year.
Yeah, it's weird. I'm just trying to get a read on the stuff behind. It's almost like, what are our 700? Let me see here.
There's a new severe thunderstorm warning. I'll pull up Radar Omega again real quick.
Yep, go ahead. These storms. Go ahead.
New severe thunderstorm warning. Oh my goodness, Michael, this is for 4-inch diameter hail.
Yeah, that's nasty.
4-inch
What
diameter.
did that warning text say? Click on that again. It said, "This is a destructive storm." That's not normal.
No.
Wow.
A lot of weird things going on. Softball-sized hail, 70 mile per. So if you combine softball-sized hail with 70 mile per hour wind gusts, I'd have to double check with our resident forensic expert, John Kemper, but I think that would basically mean your impact velocity is somewhere more like 6 to 7-inch diameter hail. That is, if you have softball sized hail with 70 mile per hour winds, I cannot emphasize enough how dangerous that is. You don't want to be near windows. You do not want to be outside. You do not want to be in a car. If you are in Bloomfield, if you are in Worthington, Linton, Newark, Cincinnati, Indiana, I didn't know there was in Cincinnati, Indiana, but you learn something new every day. If you're in any of these areas, you need to be probably in your basement. You need to be away from windows. I would stay away from walls probably, because especially if you're in maybe an older home, if you have softball-sized hail being launched at the side of your home at 70 miles per hour, it might come through your wall or your roof. And so stay away from exterior walls. I would almost treat this, and there is a tornado warning to the west, but if you're in the severe thunderstorm warning to the east, I would almost treat it like a tornado warning personally. 4-inch diameter hail, softball-sized hail with 70 mile per hour wind gusts is extremely dangerous.
Someone just said, okay, I think I got a photo here from a viewer. I'm trying to pull it up here, Brandon. Brandon Meese. Okay, yeah, great photo, Brandon. Appreciate you sending that in. I'm gonna populate that so we can pull it up real quick. This is out of Sullivan, Indiana. So we got some confirmation of some hail there. That's observed. See if I can share this tab instead. See that? Is it coming in?
Let me. Oop, it was there. It's not there anymore.
Let me go back. Window.
And Eric clarified that 4-inch diameter hail is officially observed. So officially, yeah, you can see it there. 4-inch diameter hail observed with this storm in Sullivan County, Indiana, near Sullivan, Indiana. There.
Yeah. Wow. That is not something you see normally in Indiana. That's crazy. Thanks for sending that, Brandon. Appreciate that. I get dozens of messages to my personal Facebook, and I never would have seen it had you had not said that. So appreciate sharing that. That's some nasty, nasty hail there for sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna maybe analyze this even a little bit closer here. You know, if in terms of the hail threat, I know we spent a lot of time analyzing tornado threats, but in terms of the destructive hail, you know, you're probably seeing it in this area right now, 4-inch diameter hail, and it's going to be moving off in this direction here. That, if I zoom this over, is towards Worthington. Eventually, and I'm going to put a timer on this because I think I'll double check real quick, but I think this is moving at about 50 miles an hour, 40 miles an hour. So maybe slow down a little bit, maybe split the difference and say 45. But, you know, in terms of the leading edge of this hail heading towards Monroe County, you're looking at this hitting Bloomington, Ellettsville at about 721, Bloomington at about 727. Now that's the middle of the storm. That's not even the leading edge of the storm here.
Brett, turn that on to EV to Evansville radar.
Here we go.
Turn that to Evansville and take a look at it from that angle. Look at that. Yeah. Thanks, man.
So you're right here. Intense reflectivity values, intense hail, 4-inch destructive hail in this area. again, moving towards Worthington, Newark, and again, I'll do it from the leading edge here this time, so you get an idea of when this really ramps up to the east at 45 miles an hour. So leading edge or so going to be Bloomington 711 for the leading edge. The large tail would happen likely just after that, but 711 for Bloomington for the storm to move in. Elkinsville 730, Nashville, Indiana at 732. And so, if you are in Bloomington, if you're in Monroe County, of course, if you're in Bloomfield and Worthington as well, you need to be taking shelter from this right now. But just to give a heads up to folks in Bloomington, I would be watching this storm very, very carefully. And if you're outside, if you're out and about, I would go ahead and make a plan right now to get inside and have somewhere to go. Again, a lot of activities going on. I know it's summer break now in Bloomington, but I'm sure that there's still a lot of people in the area. And so I would highly recommend having a plan in place right now to take shelter because this is a very dangerous storm.
Brett, the Indy warning got upped to destructive winds and 70-mile-per-hour potential there. They look like
Okay.
they updated the verbiage. A lot going on in Indy. People at the track, people at concert venues, baseball games. So now indicating 70-mile-per-hour winds and quarter-sized hail being possible with that storm as it's moving into Indy Metro in the next 20 minutes. So that storm certainly nothing to play around with. It's funny looking face value, Brett, at radar. It doesn't look like it's super strong,
Mm-mm.
but it's just pulling those winds down from the upper levels of the atmosphere and mixing them to the surface. So
Yeah. So, and it's moving quicker too. The latest speed on this is closer to about 60 miles an hour. And so you're looking at Bargersville by about 650. So in the next 10 minutes, Indianapolis, downtown Indy, 654, Franklin, 658. Our office there, probably around 658. Let's see, Meridian Hills, 701, New Palestine, 704, Carmel, 706.
Brett,
Fisher.
if you turn on velocity scans, double pane it, and interrogate there and Hendricks, there's the gust there west of Plainfield.
Go back.
Indications there of over 70 in several spots. You kind of dissect that a little bit. So, guys, Plainfield, not at the moment, Molly, but probably in about 2 minutes that might change.
So yeah, it appears the strongest winds right now may be moving right into Mooresville, Plainfield. You can actually see this latest scan intensify a little bit. It should be moving right across the Indianapolis airport in the next couple of minutes or so. And then again, if you're at the track, if you were at the track, I know there's a lot of people camping. Practice ended at about 6 o'clock last that I checked, I believe, Fast Friday. Need to be getting into shelter right away for 70-mile-per-hour destructive winds. I would imagine power outages, debris, trees down, power lines down, you name it, with this storm as it moves into the Indy metro area. In the next 10 minutes, we'll be kind of in the 465 loop.
Trying to get the movement on that cell and that's going through Sullivan. It might be trying a little bit to lift north and east a little bit. It's kind of getting caught up in the mean flow. The mean flow, aside from the movement of that storm right now, would suggest that it should start to turn northeast, Brett.
It is starting to.
Yeah, so we may need to be concerned for Bloomington, Martinsville, Franklin. Why don't you draw the 700 mean flow, the steering current, if this gets picked up, should go northern Monroe, central Monroe, northern Brown, southern Johnson, a little bit further. Yes, that's perfect right there. 45-mile-per-hour movement or 50. That would suggest if it starts to turn a little bit, we could be getting down into this generalized area here.
Yeah, Ellettsville 711, Bloomington 717. in terms of again, kind of this leading edge. It's a big storm. This is a big storm. It's not a line. Martinsville 7:30. We've got Nashville at 7:38. And then out into Franklin, Indiana at 7:57. So in the next hour, and I almost feel like that might be a touch slow, if anything. With the jet picking up, I wouldn't be shocked if it speeds up a little bit.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely here about a half hour early, for sure. Severe winds of 70 approaching Indy. If you guys have clarity,
Yeah,
real quick, I will we just sent an alert out. Let me grab the screen and I'll share it, Brett. If you've got the Clarity Home package, we just sent an alert out to our clients there of severe winds of 70 miles per hour approaching the city. That just went to your devices. So you get kind of a live view of that going right into Indianapolis there, moving into the area right now. And again, you got alerted of that. Pretty cool. We've got a couple of nowcasts out, which is a really neat feature. And then you click on the map and you can see the considerable thunderstorm wind damage threat, 70 mile per hour winds, as it moves to the east into the city. And again, I want to just real quick, I want to just put this into motion. You can kind of, again, this one here has my attention to, it's trying to turn northeast a little bit. I'm worried about Bloomington, Brett.
Yeah, I think Bloomington could get some very large hail.
Yeah. We'd put that in Bloomington. Let's see.
About 20 minutes. Leading edge, 20 minutes.
Moving east at 40 miles per hour. Take back over, timeout Bloomington.
By the way, I'm starting to watch these storms. I'll turn on the, there we go. Starting to watch these down here too. Just we'll keep an eye on them here in southern Indiana. Starting to maybe get a little organized. I've just noticed the last couple schemes them getting a little bit stronger. So something to watch. Starting to see some more storms fire off down here too. Okay, so timing things out. Let me switch back to the Indy radar here, guys. We'll time things out so you can see the core of this right now, right here, just south and east of Jasonsville. I will time out the core of the hail. I will time out the hail core here, so you all have an idea of when the worst of this hail is going to be hitting. So we'll take the track on it here. We'll put it at 40. I'm going to go 45, Michael. Just given the low level jet picking up, I'll go a little bit faster than what the National Weather Service has. So again, core of the hail. So this isn't even necessarily the start of the storm, but the core of the hail, which is up to 4-inch diameter right now. Ellettsville at 722, Bloomington at 728. We've got, let's see here, Nashville, Indiana at 748. And so if you're in the Bloomington area, again, the worst of this storm arrives at about 728. I would imagine that the leading edge of this is probably going to start at about 7:15. And so anytime between 7:15 and let's say 8 o'clock for Bloomington, downtown Bloomington, Indiana, you are probably dealing with an extremely severe storm. And so this is kind of the track that this is taking right now in terms of the worst of this, right through this area, eventually kind of moving, if it continues the northeast tick, kind of moving towards Martinsville, and again, eventually towards southern Johnson County. And maybe if we can continue to take it a little bit further to the north, eventually we may need to watch for areas like Franklin and Edinburgh as well.
Yeah, I apologize, guys, on the text pings. I'm trying to figure out how to get them to stop. I have do not disturb turned on, but for some reason I'm still getting pinged. It's frustrating. I don't know why it's doing that, so I apologize. It's driving me crazy too. So I share your frustrations. I want to throw my computer out the window right now. I apologize. So hopefully they've stopped. I don't know. Anyways, I'm trying. So yeah, that storm certainly it does have my attention. It at least luckily looks as if it's not as tornadic, if you will.
I was going to say
a little bit, but not as extreme as it once was, perhaps.
Yeah, there's still some broad rotation here. just north of Linton, but it's not as intense. If you're looking at the shear profile, what you want to look at is what are the differences. That's a heck of an inflow signal, which is why your hail is so massive. Sorry, I've got a cat walking across the screen. Live streaming here. But 100 mile per hour inbound wind, which is kind of crazy. And then you're 5 miles an hour the other direction. There's a new tornado warning. So they did extend the tornado warning. So a new tornado warning right now. We'll zoom in. This is going to include Bloomfield, Worthington, Freedom, New Hope, Salisbury, and this is includes parts of Interstate 69. It cuts off just at Monroe County, and so again, guys, if you're in
Observed tornado, Brett. It's a reported tornado and observed softball hail.
So in this storm here, guys, if you were in this region, we have an observed tornado. It's likely going to be right here. Here's where the rotation is. We just looked at that. So that is where your rotation is and where your possible tornado is right now. And then it's just north of this, just north of the rotation. This is where your softball-sized hail is. And so your softball-sized hail is from Jasonville to Howesville out towards Worthington right now. And then your potential tornado is just north of Linton. Now, if we time out the potential tornado here, guys, it's going to be right here. Right here is where your tornado is. It's going to be moving this way at 45 miles an hour. So again, a confirmed tornado heading towards Newark at 720. We've got Bridgeport at 721, Worthington at 708. So this takes us out to the next 30 minutes or so. This is the track that this is going to be on. Not a super high population area, but I guarantee you we have people watching. We have people watching in this area right now. And so again, a confirmed tornado on the ground right now. And this again includes Worthington. And I think that if you were in Bloomington, I would go ahead and prepare right now. I would go ahead, if you were in Bloomington, prepare right now for a potential rotating storm, possible tornado. Again, this storm has a history of producing a tornado and softball-sized hail in the Bloomington metro area within the next 30 minutes or so. And so Monroe County.
We do have 4 Bloomington Clarity clients in Monroe and Brown County have a significant storm alert approaching. We've basically warned out that out ahead of this. If you're in Monroe County and Brown County, you need to prepare for, because it's heavily populated areas, prepare for a very, very dangerous thunderstorm, 4-inch hail and an observed tornado. So you've got time. We've got time here. It's not on the doorstep yet, but it's coming. So be ready.
Yeah. Okay. So Ellettsville, Bloomington, Cedar Creek, you're kind of next up, if you will, on the doorstep. Worthington, Freedom, New Hope, and Newark. I'll zoom in so we can see maybe some of these cities, these smaller cities, a little bit better. Johnstown, Hubble. This is State Road 231 in here. Let's see, what is this? Calvertville, Newark. And again, it eventually will cross over here and head into Monroe County next as well. And so, Ellettsville, Interstate 69, Bloomington, Indiana, it's generally, in terms of your biggest threat, combining the hail and the tornado here, you're looking at this track in here, Bloomington Airport, downtown Bloomington. You were in this area. I think that this warning, I'm surprised they haven't extended the severe thunderstorm warning, given the large and destructive hail with this. And so if you're in this region, go ahead and take shelter now. Go ahead and prepare. If you're out and about, go home right now. If you're in Worthington, you're in Newark, it's too late. You need to go wherever you can to get out of the outside, if you will. You need to get inside. But if you're in the Bloomington area, you need to go ahead and make your plans and take shelter right now.
Brett, I'm just looking at this. There's nothing that's going to stop this, and I'm almost concerned that it has latched onto a boundary here. This storm may go for a while. In fact, if you remember the 18Z HRRR and RRFS right through Bloomington. Remember that?
Yeah, Bloomington to Nashville to Columbus. Yep. That's exactly right. And if it has latched onto a boundary,
It,
there's nothing south of it to really stop it.
yeah,
When we get what we call unimpeded flow, these storms tend to keep their intensity.
it looks as if it's essentially it's the warm front because I'm looking at wind barbs. I think it's the warm front. It's very close. It's the nose of the theta axis and the instability axis as well. I think it's just kind of latched on. So yeah, I don't know. I'm concerned it's going to keep going. Is my point.
Yeah, which again, past Bloomington, if you want to give even some more advance notice, then we need to be kind of eyeing, this area, pending how far northeast it can come. Columbus has been the spot in Indiana this year. So, if you're in Bartholomew County, you're in Brown County, you're in southern Johnson County, you need to be watching this storm very carefully right now. It also looks, Michael, it also looks like the northern edge of this almost looks like it might be trying to split.
It does. It does look like that. And if that cell if the
It is.
parent cell continues to right turn or kind of continue, that's it's.
Yeah, so it
That was,
looks like it's about to split here. Michael, can you explain a little bit? What does that mean if this splits?
so essentially, if the storm splits, it'll cycle and out for the forward flanking downdraft or the outflow from the northern side of the supercell will cause the storm to split off and basically form its own additional supercell to the north. So then you would have two, and it's possible that what Brett is drawing would happen, where you could have two supercell thunderstorms capable of producing tornadoes. The reason it's possible to the north is because of the particular location north of the hail core. You've got strong downward momentum and that forward flanking downdraft that may allow for the split to occur. That's going to be, in fact, if you go to Evansville scan, there's two separate cores that have developed. There's two separate you see that?
Mm-hmm.
There's a new warning. It may be trying to do that. So, PDS severe thunderstorm warning for Indy, 80-mile-per-hour winds.
I was about to just go right back up here. So you can see the Boeing segment here. So 80-mile-per-hour damaging winds here with this storm moving through the Indy metro area, guys, right now. Destructive winds, widespread power outages, down power lines, down trees, you name it. Here's a leading edge of this. At this point, it's moving right through downtown Indianapolis at this point. Greenwood, just north of Franklin, Lawrence, Fishers, Noblesville, you will be next in line for this storm. Again, 80-mile-per-hour damaging wind gusts if you were in this area right now. I sincerely hope when we talked about this a little bit ago that you were able to get inside, out of harm's way. This is an intense thunderstorm. I'll turn on the velocity signature here. Wow, look at this, Michael. Go back. This is an intense thunderstorm, severe winds.
That concert setup is still down there, Brett. It is going to get blown over.
Absolutely. Yeah. If anything outside at this point is in danger, whether it be structures or people, you do not want to be outside in this storm. And so it looks to me like the strongest wind gusts here are setting up right in downtown. Right through here is where your strongest wind gusts are moving off in this direction here. And so, Fishers is next, Greenwood, our office. So we have the backup generator there at the office. They're probably going to need it. The chances are pretty high power is going to go out as this moves through.
Power's flickering at my house. If I lose power, I'll be back, but it may take a minute.
I'm way down out of harm's way at the moment. So
the lights are still flickering off and on.
We've got a lot going on right now. So let's zoom out. I'm going to zoom out for a moment just to kind of cover everything that's going on. By the way, a new tornado warning back here out in eastern Illinois. And so we're not done yet.
Hey, Brett, this would be a good time as this stuff is moving through again, to just direct people towards the Clarity Home with the location specific alerts and the updates. 80-mile-per-hour winds in Indianapolis, and this thunderstorm just to the southwest that could be trailing this. Nothing to play around with. So make sure you run to bamwx.com and check that out just to keep you all safe. PDS tag now on the tornado warning, Brett, down there and coming into Monroe County. It is now being labeled a particularly dangerous situation. Observed tornado on the ground, 4-inch hail. Not good for the folks there in that is just east of Worthington. Let's see. This is confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado at 6:55 was located near Linton or 31 miles southeast of Terre Haute. It's moving east at 40 miles per hour. A large and extremely dangerous tornado observed on the ground. They're moving into the Worthington area. And gosh, you can see right there just a really strong couplet there in rotation.
A lot of debris signatures.
Yeah, some debris.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. So yeah, I mean this will be expanded into Monroe County in any time.
Yeah,
such a
I'm going to be honest, Michael. This is heading right towards Bloomington.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, right towards Bloomington, Indiana, and it's probably, gosh, what 40 minutes out. 40 minutes out, possibly to Bloomington. So anyone in and around the Bloomington area needs to prepare for this storm. I mean, you've got plenty of time to get prepared, but the concern is right now is, gosh, just north of Bloomfield, observed large dangerous tornado and 4-inch hail. If you are in and around, you've got New Hope, you've got Newark. Those locations there's the timing there. Brett's got pulled up.
And this is for the tornadoes specifically. This is for the tornado specifically. If it continues to move at 40 miles an hour, you're looking at 740 to 745 for the tornado as it moves into Bloomington. Monroe County, Ellettsville, 741 for the tornado. This kind of gives you kind of your uncertainty. If it takes a little north, takes a little bit south. Typically, Michael, correct me if I'm wrong, when these things split, we don't get a whole lot of these splitting supercells around here. So you may have a little more experience forecasting that than me. But typically that southern piece tends to go a little more right, doesn't it?
It normally, yeah, it does. And it sure is trying to do that. It's such a unique setup there. Morgan County, Monroe County, both of you need to be ready for really anything. Intense wind and hail for sure. And then just the large dangerous tornado that continues to be the particular dangerous situation, a tornado warning, not good there in that region. And two, if you go back real quick, yeah, right there, right, just right there. That to me is just a debris ball signature. I've got hail hitting my house right now, pretty good.
So we've got a debris ball. I see reports of pea-sized hail in Greenwood too, where Amanda and Brian are at right now. But I think the biggest concern, I mean, we've got a couple of concerns. I don't want to forget about this up here. We've got destructive 80-mile-per-hour winds moving across northern Johnson County right now and right through downtown Indianapolis at this point. And so Beech Grove, Lawrence, along the 465 there, the eastern part of 465, out towards I-70. We've got 80-mile-per-hour damaging winds. This warning needs to be extended east. This warning needs to be extended east right now. I'm going to time this out for folks as this moves out towards Greenfield and Fishers and Noblesville and eventually Anderson. So I'm going to get some timing on this particular storm here real quick, and then I'll get back to the tornado because obviously that's very important as well. But this is damaging and dangerous storms here moving through the Indy area. And so these are moving east at 50 miles an hour. And so I'm going to get some timing on this real quick, and then I will get over back to the confirmed large and dangerous tornado that's heading towards Monroe County right now. But I do want to be sure we do this as well. And so, again, guys.
Real quick, Brett, while you're timing that out, just north of Terre Haute, or just north and west of Terre Haute, there's now a new tornado warned storm on the state line, just west of Vigo County there in Paris, Illinois. That particular area, back out to your west, Terre Haute, Sullivan, Indiana, you guys need to look west because there is a renewed strengthening thunderstorm cluster now moving into the area, moving east. I think it'll go north of Sullivan, but Terre Haute, Brazil, Greencastle, they're in western Indiana. Be ready for that as well. There's 2 tornado warnings and some nasty hail moving back into that area. Brett's got the timing up now.
Yeah, so we've got let's see, Fairland 718, Greenfield 718. We've got Carrollton 713, Brookfield 713. We continue out again, Greenfield 718. We have Fortville at 724, Fishers at 725 in terms of kind of that northern edge. And then as we continue to go through here, Emporia at 736, it'll be just south of Anderson at about 730 as well. So the severe thunderstorm warning needs to be extended east at this point, in my opinion, because if you look at the velocity scan in eastern Marion County right now, we've got, 60 to 70, locally 80 mile per hour wind signatures here on the velocity signature. And so, out towards the I-70 corridor, out towards Greenfield, eventually in Fishers and along the I-69 corridor, McCordsville, Fortville, Pendleton, the severe thunderstorm warning needs to be extended east right now.
It just got extended, Brett. It's extended east. It's for considerable winds, 70 miles per hour. It should be populating here any moment.
They heard me.
Yep, they heard you loud and clear. It's going to go for Shelbyville, Rushville, Greenfield. I'm not sure why. There it is. There, it's popped up for you now.
Somebody says massive hail in Whiteland. Yeah, it's starting to look a little nasty here in Johnson County in terms of the reflectivity signature.
Brian had just sent photos of 1-inch hail. There's a new severe thunderstorm warning for Rockville, Rosedale, Carbon, Indiana, Harrison, Clinton, Indiana up there. That severe thunderstorm warning is for 1-inch hail and 60 mile per hour winds as well. So yeah, we're cooking with peanut oil right now, is what I like to call it. It's a little wild right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna get back over to this storm because this one still looks really, really dangerous here as it pushes off to the east. This is a really nasty rotation couplet here right along State Road 157. So there's likely an intense tornado here just to the south and to the east of Worthington. It's going to be moving directly towards Newark here. And man, Michael, this really, this really has me concerned.
There's a large tornado on the ground out there. We can't stress enough that population's about to increase dramatically there into western Monroe County. We can't stress enough. Get the hell out of there or get the hell into safety. I can tell you that right now. This thing is looking classic strong supercell thunderstorm with a large tornado and very large hail. That is what there, and just behind it, Brett, there's a second tornado warning now, and that storm looks like it may have just taken a right turn into Illinois. They're just east of or just west of Sullivan. It is possible Sullivan could get hit with round 2.
Yep.
A second tornado warned supercell could be threatening Sullivan, Indiana into Bloomfield. If you get a play on that, there you go right there. Yep.
Yeah, you can see it starting to hook here too. I'll turn the velocity on.
If you go to Evansville, there's a good view of it on Evansville.
Yeah. Yeah. I would say there's very likely a tornado. I
Yep.
mean, that is a strong couplet. There's likely another tornado. It hasn't officially been confirmed yet, but I would say a very high probability of another tornado following this next one, and that will be moving just along the I-70 corridor here. And so, as you mentioned, Michael, heading kind of directly east towards along and maybe just north of Sullivan, kind of in this area, needs to be on the lookout here for this particular supercell as it pushes to the east. And so they're lining up here. This is one of the gnarliest supercells heading into Monroe County right now that I have ever seen since I've worked here,
Uh,
doing these live
yeah.
streams.
I mean, this last time I saw a supercell like this in Indiana, there was an EF4
Yeah,
tornado in
it
Henryville.
was that was exactly what I thought of too. It reminds me of the Henryville. That's the Henryville supercell is ingrained into my brain because of how close it was to where I lived at the time. I actually live right near it now, and that is what this looks like to me. So, and it's heading right towards downtown Bloomington right now.
Yeah. Brett, get a let's get a I'm going to give you updated movement on that 712. I'm going to go back to 6. Yeah, I've got a movement east at 45 miles per hour. Time out the hook into Bloomington, the leading edge of the tornado threat into downtown Bloomington, 45 miles per hour.
45 miles an hour. Here's your hook. All right. So, tornado arrival time. Tornado arrival time.
Not rain, not thunder, not hail, not wind. The arrival of a potential destructive tornado.
7:40 p.m. for Bloomington, Indiana. There needs to be this tornado warning needs to be extended. There needs to be a new tornado warning in Bloomington. The Bloomington Airport, guys, you can see that here. That's probably 7:30. So we're getting down to it. We're within 30 minutes of a large and dangerous tornado that is on the ground right now, right over State Road 157, moving into downtown Bloomington. And so
There's the
7:40.
new severe thunderstorm warning for Bloomington, Brett. It's not a tornado, but they did label it a destructive storm, 70-mile-per-hour winds, baseball hail. It's not a tornado warning yet, but there is a severe thunderstorm warning right there over Monroe County now.
Yeah, I'm not sure I understand that.
I don't understand it at all. In fact, I'm pretty positive that probably our customers with Clarity probably have a tornado warning. I don't know if anybody in the staff chat can confirm. Have we tornado warned Monroe County
I'm almost positive they did a while ago.
for BAM alert? Another new tornado warning just west of Terre Haute. Another new tornado warning getting into the Indiana-Illinois state line. Just now coming in. So Vigo County, we need to get another potential messaging out to Vigo County for them as well.
We do have a tornado warning on the Clarity platform issued for Bloomington.
All right, good. So folks are aware, and guys, if you listen, if you want our alerts, our job is to alert ahead privately that we can do that. And that's why we launched that Clarity Home package. You go to bamwx.com and pick it up. It's $99 or scan the code here. The links in the comments. By the way, I'm seeing a lot of comments about how this first round has moved out of Johnson County and it's clearing out. Listen, there's another one on its heels, and it's this one. So keep that in mind. There's potentially, Brett, across some counties here, there's multiple rounds.
Yeah.
This round in Bloomington, and then again back out in Illinois, there's another round. There could be 3 rounds.
Yeah. Unlike most setups, we're likely after the first wave passes by, a lot of times we're done. That is not the case today. Do not let your guard down. do not let your guard down. We've got all kinds of storms lined up out to the west. We have honestly, Michael, we've got a tornado outbreak happening right now. It looks like
Yeah.
because we've got a whole lot of tornado warnings right now happening across the area. And again, I'm just shocked that there's not a tornado warning on this storm in Bloomington.
It's interesting. It's very interesting that um, we were talking about this a little earlier, Brett, on what the hell's going on? Why is there not, why is this not fired up yet? And earlier today in our live streams, we were thinking the tornado threat here was going to increase because of the cell-like nature in the forecast, and that has certainly happened. So this is a little bit more than what I had expected in terms of the tornado potential. So it looks like possibly this one is still saying observed tornado. Let's see.
I mean, to me, Michael, it still looks like there could very well be a tornado on the ground right here. And this is a strong rotation signal right over Newark right now, and the hail signature is crazy. The softball sized hail signature, baseball to softball sized hail. I don't know if it really matters at that point, to be completely honest. But they're continue to go ahead and take shelter if you're in Bloomington, if you're in Ellettsville. There's rotation on this storm. And an extremely intense hail signature. In fact, I think, Michael, we're almost starting to see a little bit of a signal here, probably just from the downdraft with how intense the hail and the rain is with this.
Yep. Brett, do me a favor. Go to the single panel view real quick and put into motion the radar, and just north there of Bloomington expansion. Go for zoom it back down into the cell there, right there, and look at the north end there near Martinsville. This is expanding as it's moving closer. You've got your loop is all jumpy.
Yeah, I don't know what the radar
Omega is. Tornado warning. There it is for Bloomington.
All right.
That is for radar indicated 2.75 inch baseball sized hail. It's going to go until 7:45. The storm was located 9 miles northeast of Bloomfield, 15 miles west of Bloomington. We still got movement at 45 miles per hour. The storm does have a history of producing tornadoes. It is radar indicated rotation for now. So we've not been able to confirm the tornado yet, or that it's still on the ground, and or we're just not, possibly no confirmation, or we're not sure just yet. The northward growth of this is very interesting. I believe the jet has really kicked in, Brett, because as this storm passed, I have like clear skies at my house. Like it rapidly kind of pushed out behind here.
Yeah, and we've seen multiple reports of that. You can gosh, look at this signature. I'd imagine there's probably some decent hail here. I know it says less than an inch, but I'm not so sure about that there in Franklin. But we're seeing new supercells. We've got a new supercell here in Columbus, 1 inch diameter hail. We've got a new supercell trying to develop near Brownstown. And then we've got 1, 2, 3 tornado warnings here. That is one moving towards Terre Haute. So Terre Haute, you're next here in terms of the tornado warning that's near Marshall. And so, busy right now.
Brett, real quick, I'm going to flip things here over to Clarity, just so folks can see the current rotation situation here across the areas we're watching for the rotation. The 3 areas right now, you can see the rotation obviously heading into Monroe County, rotation heading in here to western or eastern Illinois, and then this one here coming into Marshall. So multiple storms here that are having the signature, at least, of the rotating potential there. And then real quick, I don't want to sleep on what's going on down in southern Illinois, getting into Cape Girardeau and there's more thunderstorms popping up here. We'll go to the current radar real quick. I just want to give you guys a picture of the overall setup here. It's interesting. It's kind of the north mode and the south mode, and we had a couple of computer models that were trying to hint at that earlier. Um, but yeah, you could just kind of see it. We're starting to see this ramp up, and it's probably the byproduct of the low level jet kicking in for sure. So I'm going to take it back in here. Now, again, this is Clarity, getting scans here every 2 minutes going into the Bloomington area. So far, this is still a radar indicated tornado. And again, you can see where the hook would be, and the rotation track here. We'll go in and show you where the rotation is on the radar. Again, you can see it's been well defined now for about 20 miles.
Yeah.
So,
yep, it is. Here we go. I'll take back over here.
Go ahead and turn on. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, so yeah, guys.
Brett, if I can, real quick, sorry.
Yeah.
The interesting thing I want a lot of you in Bloomington to think about right now, Bloomington and points south, it's not even raining.
Mm-mm.
And people are probably going, what the hell is going on? There's a tornado warning. It's not raining. Listen, that's not good in this situation.
No.
Okay. So keep in mind, just because it's not raining where we're circling, or it may be very light rain, that is not good. Now, just north and west of you, it's probably hailing really hard. But just because it's not raining in downtown Bloomington does not mean that there is not a tornado threat here. So make sure that we are well aware of that.
Yeah, probably in this area here, you're dealing with baseball to softball sized hail. So that's heading towards Ellettsville, Lancaster Park, north side, Bloomington North. You can see Indiana University Bloomington right here. I mean, it is going to be, in terms of this potential tornado, it is going to be a very, very close call for IU's campus. There's the couplet. Look at the couplet. I would imagine if it hasn't dropped again, there's probably a tornado that will or has dropped.
Yeah, we just area that visual confirmation of it. It's probably going to go back to an observed tornado.
Let me try to get like a little loop on this to see if we can. It's cycled a little bit. It hasn't necessarily, the rotation hasn't necessarily stayed super consistent, but it's still there. I think that the tornado potential, if I had to highlight like the highest risk for Bloomington, it would kind of be downtown and the south side through here.
Yep, I agree.
In terms of the biggest risk. Mm-hmm. But again, that's very, very close to IU's campus. Mm-hmm. I mean, you are right on the line in terms of a tornado. So all of these areas, you need to be taking shelter. You still have baseball-sized hail with this, if not larger. It has had a history of producing softball-sized hail. And then if we look out, we've got numerous other tornado warnings, severe thunderstorm warnings. There's a new severe thunderstorm warning. Switch back over to the single view here. A new severe thunderstorm warning for 60-mile-per-hour winds. That includes Anderson and Muncie. And then we have this cluster that's still producing 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts for New Palestine, for Morristown, out towards Knightstown, eventually working towards Newcastle and Rushville here over the next 20 to 30 minutes or so. And then we've got these guys out here we need to watch.
Yeah, again, I'm looking at just the mean flow. East-northeast movement, Brett. In fact, real quick, I just was trying to figure that out. I'm gonna share my screen real quick here, just to give you guys an idea. A lot of folks are asking about, is Indy out of the mix? Is Indy done? Is Indy? Is there going to be any more for Indy? I don't think we're done. I'm looking at this secondary area that's developed, and I think that we need to look at. Yeah, okay, I got a good a good gauge on where that's probably going to go. I think this area in here is going to be in for another round here, as that's moving kind of east northeast. And these are nasty. These have the potential to be the same and or even stronger. I've just been told we actually do have the Mets have actually put a nowcast out for that. Let me pull that up. So if you go to Clarity Home, if you have Clarity Home, it's already been sent to your device, and you all are ahead of me. So you already know before I can even stink and show it to you. ETA round 2, there it is right there. It's a beautiful, nice work, Jonathan Kipper, nice graphic. And there it is. He's timing out this particular round here, and he's even labeled the timing there. You can see that right there. 7:45, 8:15, 8:45 for the next round. So Indy 8:15. And again, these may be a little bit nastier than the first round and or the same. They're certainly not going to be any less potent. It doesn't look like right now anyways. So that nowcast just went to Clarity. All Clarity Home subscribers just got it. All Clarity subscribers in general just got that nowcast for the timing of those storms to come back through.
All right, let's zoom right back down into Bloomington because this is about to arrive here. Still have your rotation down here. We still have your rotation down here, Hendricksville, Elrin, if you will, heading towards Bloomington, Indiana at this point. If we turn on our correlation coefficient to see if there's any debris signatures, that's good. I don't see a super strong one. I think that's just a gap in the radar right now. So it's possible that it's not on the ground right now, which would be good. It's the rotation is not quite as tight as it was. Definitely some very large hail still ongoing at this point in here. But regardless, still an extremely dangerous situation at this point. We're heading really right towards Bloomington, Indiana. This still has the capability of dropping a tornado at any time.
Brett, here's an image from Linton. When we had the PDS tornado warning over Linton, that's a large tornado there.
That is a very large tornado.
So just thought I'd share that. That was sent to us. Boy, that line coming the second round now has 3 tornado warnings. All right, you can take the screen back.
All right, continuing to. So I did notice this on the latest scan. I don't know for sure if this is feedback or if it's trying to pick up something. But it's very close to where this kind of this hook is, this little ball that you see here on the radar. So that needs to be watched in terms of whether this has dropped another tornado. Just looking at some of the comments and the reports coming in. Marble-sized hail starting to fall near west side of Bloomington. Yeah, the core, the hail core right now is definitely the northern portion of Bloomington. Here's your hail core. I'd be curious for reports out of Ellettsville. But along I-69 here, the northern portion of Bloomington is where your largest hail is going to be just north of the IU campus. So Cascades Golf Course, I played there several times. Griffey Lake, Nature Preserve. There's probably some baseball-sized hail, a couple of baseball-sized hailstones in this storm in that area, which is kind of along Walnut, heading out towards Old State Road 37 and I-69 there in Bloomington. Check the velocity scan. Yeah, I mean, there's still a notable couplet here. This is just south right now, just south of the Bloomington Airport. Golf ball-sized hail in Ellettsville. See a report there. Tree uprooted in New Palestine. tornado. So somebody, I'll have to confirm this, but somebody said tornado on the ground at Monroe County Airport, which again, I just circled the airport there.
I
Let's see if
don't see. I
I don't see confirmation of that.
don't see how that would even be possible yet. Well,
Well,
okay, new scan. Okay, maybe. I'm looking. I'm looking. That new scan is scary. It's
it looks
just
like a debris ball.
southern end of Bloomington Metro. I'm looking here.
It's so hard to. Yeah, Michael. Here's the if you look at West
That's
Ison
a
Road here, there's a debris ball. I'm willing to say there's a tornado on the ground right now, just southwest of Bloomington. So just southwest of Bloomington, there's a debris ball here. It looks like there's probably a tornado on the ground. This is just along, or just east, I should say, of State Road 45, and will likely be crossing I-69 here shortly. And so if you're in this area here, it looks like just the south side of Bloomington, but that's still a pretty populated area here, guys. Bloomington South, just south of downtown Bloomington. Does appear that there is a debris ball signature, very likely a tornado on the ground right now in Monroe County, Indiana. Here's the couplet. Look at the couplet. Look, holy moly, Michael. We've got 107 mile per hour to 22 mile per hour. So that's 130 mile per hour gate to gate shear. 130 mile per hour. What is it, Michael?
I said that would be a strong tornado for sure.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if I can get confirmation of anything. I don't see anything yet, but that doesn't mean there's not a tornado. I just haven't seen confirmation yet.
If there is, and it certainly looks like it's possible, if there is, it's right here. It's just west of Garden Acres. And so, I think some of these are neighborhoods here. Clear Creek, Sunny Slopes, Broadview, right where I-69 and State Road 37 split off, right through here. I've driven through this area a million times going to and from Bloomington. Very traveled area. If you are in this area, very likely a tornado on the ground. Somebody says Storm Chasers has it on video about 10 minutes ago.
Huh.
So
Yeah,
again, would
I
have
don't
to confirm. I'm surprised they haven't made it pink. Confirmed it at this point. Brian sent a couple.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not. Well, now it is. It must have just changed. Tornado observed. Particularly dangerous situation. Take shelter now. It is now a tornado. It's now a PDS tornado warning. I'm not sure why it's not showing.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Regardless,
well, now it says the warning's been dropped.
I think they've. I don't know.
My screen says PDS tornado warning. I don't know. The warning.
I'm just gonna ignore it because I don't know what's going on there. What I do know is there's a strong couplet here. There is what looks to be a debris ball, and if we look at the correlation coefficient, there's low values here. It looks like there is there's debris signatures. Now we do have a new tornado warning. We have a new tornado warning right now. I'm gonna switch over real quick. That's a strong signature, a tornado warning that is just south of Seymour, Indiana, heading right towards North Vernon, Indiana. Real quick, Michael, if you don't mind taking over, I'm just going to send a quick message to my sister because that's over her house.
Yep, absolutely. We'll go over here, turn radar on, and get a look at this. Yeah, right here. Here's the tornado warning now again for Seymour, North Vernon. That is a radar indicated tornado. It's going to go until 8:15. And a thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado moving east at 50 miles per hour for southeastern Jackson County and Jennings County in southeastern Indiana. And that's going to go again until 8:15. moving east at 50 miles per hour. We're going to go to a dual pane scan here and take a look at where the rotation is. And again, you can see it right there. Kind of pull this over just a little bit, and we'll get some movement on this as it's moving east at 50 miles per hour. Another tornado warning now just north of it as well. A new tornado warning just north. Real quick, North Vernon 754 ETA would be the biggest area impacted possibly. North Vernon 754 ETA. Another tornado warning though just north here. Want to go
Yeah.
into Elizabethtown, Westport, and Westport, Indiana. This one is a radar indicated tornado warning, 3/4 inch hail. It's going to go for southern Decatur County in central Indiana, southeastern Bartholomew County, northern Jennings County. So we've got southern Decatur, southeastern Bartholomew, and northern Jennings until 8:15. That storm is capable of producing a tornado. It was located 10 miles north of North Vernon. It is also moving east at 50 miles
New,
per hour.
new tornado warning, Nashville, Columbus, Indiana. So just east of the cell in Bloomington, there's a new tornado warning that's going to include Bartholomew County and Brown County. So we now have 4 tornado warnings right now: Bloomington, Nashville, Columbus, Westport, Elizabethtown, North Vernon, Seymour, all of those cities under separate tornado warnings right now.
Brett, I'm going to turn us off so they can just see the radar. Got a couple people that want to just see the radar. This one is going to be for Brown County and looks like western Bartholomew and southwestern Shelby. The far southwestern portion of Shelby County, southern Brown County, western Bartholomew County until 8:15. That storm is also moving east at 50 miles per hour. So we are looking at a parade of supercell thunderstorms capable of tornadoes. There are 4 spots that we are watching. And again, we'll try to make that very clear for you. We have Monroe County right here. We've got Brown County just southeast of Nashville. And we're getting over into Elizabethtown, just west of Westport right here. And then another one southeast of Seymour, just north of Caruthersville. All of these are moving east at 50 miles per hour. 4 different spots for tornadoes, 4 different spots for large hail. Every one of them has a hail core to the north. And it just an absolute nasty evening setting up down here across south central Indiana. Not to mention, I don't want to sleep on the secondary wave that is back just west that will also move into the area. And that's probably going to be back right here. The second round, this one that you see here with tornado warnings, severe thunderstorm warnings, is probably going to be right here in about an hour or so. So another round possibly for working on the backside here. And a new severe thunderstorm warning just popped right there for Putnam County. That one's going to have 60 mile per hour winds and 1.5 inch hail. This thing is popping off, Brett.
It is absolutely so. When we came on, we were concerned because the low level jet hadn't, clicked in, ticked up, and it has. And now we are, it's game on all over the place. And for Southern Indiana too, you look out to the west. We haven't talked about them in a while, but there's a tornado emergency on the ground in Harrisburg right now. I think that's Harrisburg, Illinois. Just north of the Ohio River in southern Illinois, that those storms will be heading to the north and to the east along the Ohio River. So this and those cells are very nasty looking too. Harrisburg, Carbondale, Cape Girardeau, let's see here, Hopkinsville. There's several nasty looking supercells in western Kentucky and southern Illinois that will be then working into the southern third of Indiana that hasn't gotten hit yet as we work later into this evening.
Yeah, Greenwood is not in the clear. There's another round. Trafalgar, there's another round. All right, so when you're in the clear, we'll let you know. You're not in the clear. Best way to really get the information sent to you for your location, if you really want it, is seriously, it is go to bamwx.com And it is going to be to just sign up for the Clarity package, because we're going to send you that stuff right to your device. You're not going to have to wonder. On the live stream, guys, we are covering locations that have tornado warnings. All right. But if you want to know what's coming to you, you need to go to BAM and get the Clarity Home package. That's going to be the best way to stay updated to that and check that out. Now, I want to go back to the tornado warnings here across central Indiana, okay, because we have several of them. We have right now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 6 tornado warnings that are very, very close. And so, Brett, if you would here, take over.
Yeah, I'm going to go kind of west to east. So let's go west to east. So this is the first one. I've seen reports. I think a news station was showing video of a tornado here in Bloomington, just south of Bloomington, right in here. So, I do think, I know there was some confusion on what the warning was actually saying. Regardless, I think based off the signature, very likely there's been a tornado on the ground heading in this direction here, eventually working into Brown County. Now, the storm to the east, it's this storm here. You can see the intense hail core, the rotation with this. I'll turn on our velocity signature here. The rotation with this is weakened maybe a little bit, but you're kind of looking in this area in here, Camp Roberts, Mount Liberty, Clarksdale here, just to the north of Pikes Peak. And this particular one will be moving more so towards downtown Columbus. And so if you kind of look here, it may go just north of downtown Columbus in terms of this rotation. This storm's moving a little bit more northeasterly. So this storm's kind of doing this motion here. And so, I think that it's more like Camp Atterbury. Edinburgh, just south of Edinburgh, would kind of need to be watching this particular supercell, but some large hail certainly possible in downtown Columbus. You can certainly see if you click around here, very, very intense signature on the radar. And so very large hail possible. The warning's only for 3/4 of an inch of hail. Based off the reflectivity, I would imagine that it's a little bit higher than that. But we do have a tornado warning storm there as well. Working further off to the east, you can see the hook here. This is heading towards Westport. And so here's your rotation with this particular storm. This is moving off in this direction. And so we have a tornado warning, Westport moving towards Pinhook, and out further to the east there as well. And so, again, this goes for the next 30 minutes. And it does look, let me go back, because we have a new tornado warning. Man, it's getting messy here. We've got like 3 tornado warnings all over each other.
Yep. And that one for Nashville, Brett, is still radar indicated. I'm just getting updates on these. So far, no observed tornadoes, but just a radar indicated for now.
Hope just sent a picture of what looks to be a funnel cloud near Bloomington Speedway. So we can verify that. Regardless, new tornado warning. Take shelter right away. Nashville, Indiana, really the entirety of the southern half of Brown County and into much of Bartholomew County at this point under the tornado warning. And again, a great time to note that these are not county-based warnings. So because they're so messy, there's spots that aren't under a warning, there's spots that are under a warning. It can get very confusing very quickly with all these different tornado warnings, which is why we send out location-specific alerts on our platform, which will be make it a little bit easier to decipher. We haven't talked about this one in a moment. I want to go down here to North Vernon and Vernon, Indiana, out towards Lovett. If we take a look here, let's look at the velocity signature, because this one was pretty gnarly earlier. It looks like the couplet in terms of this has gotten a little more broad, but certainly still capable of producing a tornado. And that will go kind of just south of North Vernon, kind of Vernon, Indiana, Grayford, and Walnut Ridge in this area in terms of this particular area for rotation right now. So those are the main 4 warnings in Indiana for tornadoes right now, but I think that's going to change. I think there's probably going to be more soon, because if you look out here, we've got 2 tornadoes in 2 tornado warnings in eastern Illinois, right along the Illinois-Indiana border. Terre Haute, you need to be on the lookout here. The rotation's very broad. It's not a strong rotation signal, but this storm has had a history of producing rotation. And so, Terre Haute, you need to be monitoring this storm coming up as well. There's a severe thunderstorm warning. So, severe thunderstorm warning, it does have the tag tornado possible on it, which means they're monitoring for rotation, 1 inch diameter hail, and 60-mile-per-hour winds as well with that particular storm.
Looks like a large tornado near. I don't see that. I just see Scud there. Okay. Just looking. Shoo wee! This popped off. Good night. It's funny. It's funny how quickly this just that jet fired up, Brett. It just said, "Here we go."
Real quick, I wanted to just for a second here further down to the southwest. This is a particularly dangerous situation, tornado warning, a tornado emergency in Harrisburg, Illinois here. Catastrophic damage possible here along State Road 45 here. This storm is moving east. We will need to monitor this one as it works towards far southwestern Indiana and into northwestern parts of Kentucky. And again, we've got multiple tornado warnings down here into southeastern parts of Missouri as well. So this is a widespread event right now in terms of what is ongoing. We still have a decent rotation signal here with this storm that's now pushing in to Brown County. So this is the border of Monroe and Brown County right here, right along State Road 46. So the road that you would take to get from Nashville to Bloomington. We do have strong rotation here and the potential for a tornado to drop down as it heads towards Brown County State Park. I think that this one moving towards Columbus might be allowed to expire. I think that in terms of the tornado threat right now, I don't see much rotation, Michael, on this one in Bartholomew County right now.
No,
It's kind of gotten a little bit messy. If we go further out to the east, here's still this broad rotation near Lovett, just south of North Vernon, Indiana, in Jennings County. So that one certainly still needs to be monitored. You need to be taking shelter immediately if you were in Jennings County, Indiana, much of Jennings County, especially the southeastern and southern 2/3 of Jennings County, Indiana. And then here's the other tornado warning. You can kind of see where some of this rotation has been near Westport. It's gotten broad near Pinhook here. It's not as strong, which is good. That's a good trend. But still some broad rotation enough that I would 100% still be taking shelter here south of Greensburg and in Westport.
That thunderstorm there in Bartholomew County, now it's kind of moving north, intersecting with the one west. And they just issued a whole new warning. Considerable thunderstorm damage. Just crazy. I mean, gosh, I'm having a hard time keeping up. I am getting interested. There's a new tornado warning now for just north of Sullivan again. I'm also getting interested, Brett, in the one coming into Putnam County. It's starting to there into Greencastle. So we've got a new tornado warning in western Indiana. That's going to be radar indicated. It's going to go for southern Vigo County, northern Sullivan County, and southwestern Clay County until 8:30. It's a radar indicated possible tornado. It was located near Hudsonville, 12 miles north of Robinson. It's moving east at 50 miles per hour. And then that storm just north there over right there.
Carbon,
Carbon getting into Putnam County, Greencastle's Putnam County. That one's starting to look a little impressive as well. So there's that second round trying to make its way into the area.
Yeah, I'm seeing kind of 3 areas of broad rotation right now. One over Carbon. It's the weakest right now. I'd be keeping an eye on Terre Haute. This storm kind of looks like it's trying to hook here in Terre Haute.
Mm-hmm.
There's some broad rotation there. And then certainly the one that's tornado warned, if we zoom in on that one for a second, decent rotation, I would say, heading towards Fairbanks, Farmersburg, Shelburne, again, as you mentioned, into to northern Sullivan County. They're just north of Sullivan, Indiana. Decent rotation here. certainly capability of producing a tornado with this type of a look. And so let me get some timing on that. We haven't timed these out in a minute because they've just been popping up here and there and everywhere. So it's been hard to time these out, which again is why we've got a dozen meteorologists monitoring things and sending updates on the Clarity platform. And so that for your specific location would continue to encourage that, because we've got more people there than just the two of us being able to give you more location specific updates. But let me time this out, get an idea of this new tornado warning. This is moving east at 50 miles an hour. And so let me throw this on here, 50 miles an hour here. And you've got the timing right here. So Shelburne at 8:08. We've got Jackson Hill at 8:10. We've got Colmont at 8:19. Old Hill at 8:21. Let me go out to the east, and we will do this again for a couple of other areas. So let's do this one here, because this one has had a history of producing a tornado. Let me switch back over to the Indy radar since we're further to the north and to the east. A decent, man, Michael, this one has it's cycled. This one has cycled a bunch, but
Yes.
just when you think that this storm, this supercell is going to weaken, it comes right back.
Yeah.
Still producing baseball-sized hail here, guys. This is moving, let's see here, east at 50 miles an hour. So let's put the timing on this here for the tornado. Put the timing on this for the tornado. Columbus needs to watch out for this one. Columbus needs to be on the lookout for this storm as it moves to the north and to the east. Okay, here, guys. So timing, Pikes Peak 8:04. That can't be right. It's saying 0 population. I can't imagine that nobody lives in there.
Sometimes that's a little wonky, but I think the timing is the most important part, I would imagine.
There we go. Let's extend that out to Columbus. We can get Columbus on that
There
too.
we go.
So again, Pikes Peak at
There you
8:05. Walesboro at 8:20, Columbus 8:20. So if you're in Columbus, Indiana, I think this is about the 5th tornado warning that we've had for you this year, maybe 6th. So that has just been the area that's gotten hit. Columbus 8:20, Taylorsville 8:21, Elizabethtown 8:26 for a possible tornado with this tornado warned storm and this supercell. So if you were in the Columbus area, if you're in Nashville, Indiana, eastern Brown County, central Brown County, and into Bartholomew County, you need to be taking shelter right away. If you have friends and family in the area, tag them in this. Scan the QR code for Clarity Home. You need to be taking shelter right now, because this is a very dangerous storm. And the velocity signature here, guys, if we look at this, if we zoom in here, right south of State Road 46, this is a strong rotation signal in here. This is going to go right over Brown County State Park. Beautiful area. I've been there a bunch. This is going right over Brown County State Park here. Number one, I do want to make the note, because sometimes people talk about the hills and the forests and whatnot kind of breaking up these storms. That's not how it works. That's not happening. If you're in Brown County, this storm is continuing to cycle and to strengthen, and you need to be taking shelter right away in here.
Yep. Agreed. Okay. Just getting a take here, an update on everything else. See what we got. Second round of thunderstorms moving through Johnson County right now, and then the stuff. I'm looking for hints of the second wave to weaken, and so far I'm not seeing weakening yet. I kind of thought maybe it would, but not quite yet, really. Sometimes as thunderstorms work into areas that have already been hit, they can kind of be a little bit weaker. But nonetheless, so far, that's not been the case. That storm down there in southern Brown County is just nasty looking. And what's interesting, Brett, is the storm that moved north into Taylorsville and Edinburgh pulled that storm back, that outflow back north into that forward flank downdraft, and caused that storm to actually reorganize. I think that's why that storm cycled, was because that southern cell clipped it, moved north, pulled the flow of air away from that, and allowed that cell to clear out again.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, now it's just a
Just
scattered
catching my
reports.
breath for a moment here.
Yeah, sure. Let's see. You take a break. I'll take over for a second, Brett. I'm going to go and turn on my radar here and take a look at things just so you guys can see again what we're looking at. I'm going to turn on. Uh, Come on, where are we at? Radar scope here, and again, um, just kind of pull this out a little bit so you guys can get a good view of what's going on around the area in total. All right. Again, you can see for a lot of you that are asking, this is that first round moved out. It's out here. There's the first round, and then this is kind of the middle part of this. There's the kind of the second part, and then you've got the third part right here. So this is part three that's going to continue to move east as well. So there's going to be multiple elements to this storm. And you're not, if you're in this area in particular, right through here, you haven't probably seen the last of your thunderstorms. Maybe a little bit further north, maybe cut that part in half. But you probably haven't seen the last, at least, of the round of thunderstorms tonight, just because of the secondary area here that will probably move back in over the course of the next hour or so. So, real quick, we'll get a check down here across Evansville. There is thunderstorms working into Evansville. Just south of the area, a nasty tornado warning storm, but a severe thunderstorm warning just west of Evansville as well. That storm is moving right into downtown Evansville. It's probably about an hour or a little less out from the city of Evansville. A nasty thunderstorm there. And then we pull this out a little bit further down there into Bowling Green, Kentucky. There's more thunderstorms south of Louisville as well. And again, Paducah. What is this, like round 4 for Paducah today? There's
I
another tornado
mean, Paducah has been hit. I can't even keep track of how many times Paducah's been hit because they got hit this morning too.
I mean, they just get hit and hit and hit. It's just, you can see the one that was there a minute ago that's out of the area right there. That was tornado warned, and now they've got another one. So, nonetheless, things are cranking right now. We've got thunderstorm warnings, tornado warnings all over the place. It's impossible really to stay completely up to date with all of it. I am going to pull into here real quick into Putnam County. We'll take a look here at the double pane again. Western Putnam County, they're just southwest of Greencastle along 40 out there. Yeah, some broad rotation, maybe a little bit. If you've got some hail going on, it's going to be right in through this area here, a little hail core there. So that certainly would indicate the hail moving across to north central Putnam County. And then an area to watch across Greencastle, across the city, that is trying to rotate a little bit, but nothing super organized by any means right now. Okay. This storm here down in Prairie Creek, though, you're in. Let me get a different radar dome, see if I can get a better view at this. But wow, look at that couplet, Brett. Look at that rotation signal there.
Yeah, I think that one, if it hasn't dropped a tornado, it's going to drop a tornado. They're just south of Terre Haute. I know somebody asked if Terre Haute was under the warning. I think Terre Haute's not under the warning, but it's in the southern portion of your county there.
Yeah, yeah. So this would kind of go Fairbanks, Farmersburg. That storm, and probably a tornado, if not at least some very low rotating clouds, and then that hail core. But you're kind of in between radar domes. But there's probably some very nasty hail falling across Prairie Creek too, as that storm is moving east. But again, since we're kind of in between domes, it's hard to get a great take on this. But yeah, there's a new scan. But you've got 92 mile per hour inbound wind and a 15 mile per hour or 34 mile per hour outbound wind. So that's 130 mile per hour, 120 mile per hour gate to gate shear on that storm. It's not messing around.
Yeah, that's enough to produce an EF2, EF3 tornado.
Yeah.
That kind of gate to gate shear. Real quick, Jake in the BAM staff sent a picture. I think he said from his uncle or his buddy in Bloomington. Here's a look at the potential tornado that was in Bloomington a little while ago.
A stovepipe.
Yeah. So
So
More reports starting to come out now of potential tornadoes in the Bloomington area in Monroe County there.
okay, let's see. Get an update here. These storms really are not. They don't have any big severe markers, but I'm going to go back down into Brown County, down here into southeastern
It
Brown
sure
County.
looks like there's a debris ball there, Michael.
It sure does. In fact, I'm going to switch to correlation coefficient right now. Gosh, it's sloppy there in the world. Let's go to just a single pane here. But yeah, I mean, look at that. And so
There's got to be a tornado on the ground there.
there's got to be a tornado here just southeast of Nashville, just west of Columbus. The air is going to be wrapping in this way. The rear flank going to come around here, your rear flank downdraft. Probably some very large hail in the hail core here. Classic look here for a tornado on the ground. So someone says very large. Tristan says very large tornado on the ground headed towards Columbus. I mean, this would not. I'm not questioning that by the looks, but I need to see some. We need to see if we have any indication of that, like an official report. Does anybody in the staff channel there have a report of that?
I'm going through Twitter, seeing if I can find anything. But okay, so Michael, something interesting. Look at that. That's a debris spike.
Yeah.
Look at the radar. Look. Oh my gosh. Well,
Yep.
I don't care. There is a large, violent tornado on the ground. That is a violent tornado.
Yes.
I don't think
City
I've
of
ever
Columbus.
seen that before.
City of Columbus, we need to be in shelter now. 8:20 p.m. Pikes Peak, Ogleville, need to be in shelter right away. Okay, PDS tornado warning now. Columbus, is that Bartholomew County?
Bartholomew County.
Bartholomew County, that is a debris ball, a debris spike. So you're looking at Pikes Peak. We're looking at Garden City, Columbus, 820, 818 Garden City, 60,000 people in this population. The city of Columbus, west of Columbus, western Bartholomew County. You need to be in shelter now. That is probably a large tornado on the ground. If we can get any confirmation or photo of that, a debris ball, someone is asking, and it's a great question. A debris ball means that the tornado has taken damaged parts from homes, trees, cars, whatever, and it's suspended in the air. And the radar is picking up on things being torn apart. And that is a classic signature of that. And I'm very concerned about Pikes Peak, Ogleville, and Columbus. There's the new scan that just came in. We'll put in a new timer for this. I'm going to come in a little bit and zoom in just a tad here. Holy crap! Yeah, Brett, can you pull that up?
Yeah, that's the one that I just.
Yeah, large tornado confirmation that we just got. Real quick, I'm going to have Brett pull that up, and then I'm going to take back over as soon as he shows
that video, Michael. That was in Linton earlier that I sent in the staff.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that was the latest one. Never mind. Don't worry about it.
I sent that there to show it for later.
Okay. Yep. So let me get back to this one again. The tornado, particularly dangerous tornado. It's a tornado reported, considerable threat there. It's moving east at 50. I'm going to time out. Again, if you're in Columbus, here's what's happening right now. You're probably getting hail and very intense thunderstorms and a lot of lightning and thunder. But listen, here, this is the hail core. It will move out, and then the tornado will move in behind it. This is a lot of times while people say it stops thunderstorming, and then all of a sudden a tornado comes in. That's the calm before the storm. That's the old adage. If you're in Columbus, you need to be in your safe place right away. This gate to gate shear that we are observing in this is, let's see, about 67 miles per hour inbound and about 61 mile per hour outbound. So 130 mile per hour gate to gate shear. It's possible it could be an EF3 strength tornado, a large tornado there. So let's time that portion. I'm going to time the arrival of the tornado not the thunderstorm, not the rain, the arrival of the possible tornado, or the not possible, it's actually observed. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Um, Garden City 816, Columbus 817, Everroad Park at 819. All right, you are out. If you're out ahead of this, again, that debris ball is saying, "Hey, there is a tornado right now, and it is damaging things," and the radar is showing you that right now. So I'm trying to get a take here on the comments. There's definitely going to be hail in Columbus right now, probably nasty hail, as that storm is working in. There's a hail core out ahead of it, as I was mentioning right here. This is that hail core moving into downtown Columbus. As it moves out, the tornado moves in behind it. Okay, so that's why it will stop hailing, it'll stop raining heavily, and then all of a sudden you'll get a tornado potentially behind that. So dangerous situation. There's a new scan. Yeah, new scan is nasty there coming into Columbus, just south of the Columbus airport. See if we got anything on the correlation coefficient here, if it's
Yeah,
giving you.
I'm still trying to scroll through and find a picture of it. I mean, there's nothing south of it. So I've got to imagine it almost looks like Michael there. It's latched on. You can
Yes,
see.
yeah, it certainly looks that way, latched on. It's this has been the one that's been doing that all night. Now gate to gate shear currently right now, we'll call it 65. We'll call it 65, 60, 67. 140 mile per hour winds now gate to gate shear. Grandview Lake, Ogleville, listen, right here, County Road South 550 West, south of State Road 46, right in here. That's where it's headed towards. And again, that is headed towards. It's beelining for Columbus, right at or just south of Columbus. At Garden City, you would be up next there. Tur Lake Road, Guller Road, some locations down there in Bartholomew County. Let's see. We'll get a check here real quick on the backside. Okay, let's see. I want to check real quick on the second round moving through here. It does look like, Brett, possibly the second round is trying to weaken a little bit, but that storm out there in near Shelburne still looks impressive hook wise. It's still got a hook. It still looks Farmersburg, Shelburne, just west there, State Road 159 into Colmont, Indiana. There's still potential tornado with that one as well.
Yeah, if anything, Michael, I would say that latest scan almost looks like it almost looks like the hook is becoming a little bit more defined there.
Yeah, out west. Yeah.
Yeah, out to the west. So
Let's see.
I'm really concerned about Columbus.
Yeah, I know it. Yeah, let's get back in there and see.
If you have friends, I cannot emphasize enough. If you have friends and family in Columbus, Indiana right now, you need to tag them.
New warning, PDS warning.
Yeah, it's a particularly dangerous situation. Tornado warning, considerable tornado damage likely, along with ping pong ball sized hail. I just did a quick little calculation of the gate to gate shear, Michael. It looks like that latest scan is even more intense, but it has all the makings of an EF3 tornado with that velocity scan. It may even be stronger than that. It's not impossible that it's stronger than that.
Yeah, Columbus. Tag everybody you know. Share it. Let everybody know, guys. Columbus, a PDS tornado warning, observed tornado. North side hail core, 1.5 inch hail. It is a particularly dangerous situation. Take cover now, and don't be out looking for this one. Be inside. Don't screw around. It's probably about 8 minutes from Columbus. It's not going to be far. In fact, I will tell you exactly how far away the tornado is from Columbus right now. It's 8:18. It's 8 minutes away. Ever Road Park 8:20, Jewel Village 8:22, um, Garden City 8:16. So it is super super close. And I'm gonna zoom in a little bit more now. That's the arrival of the tornado, not the hail, not the the rain or anything. It's the tornado threat itself and the arrival time there, 8:18. So you've got 8 minutes, 8 minutes to get to your safe place, take shelter. This is a look here of a tornado that it will, if it hits you, it's going to take your house apart. Okay, I'm just telling you, it's going to damage whatever it hits. It's going to destroy. You're not going to want to be looking for this. You need to be in shelter now. You've got now 7 minutes or so before that possible tornado is in between Columbus and Garden City.
Yeah, it doesn't get any more dangerous than this, guys. It does not get any more serious than what is going on right now in Bartholomew County. A very likely, large, violent, dangerous tornado on the ground heading right towards Columbus. It has the potential to be a strong tornado. They just extended the tornado warning further to the east to include Westport, the rest of southeastern Bartholomew County, northern Jennings County, and then let's see, what is that county there? It's western Decatur County as well. I also noticed a couple of things. There is a new tornado warning to the east that I don't think we've talked about yet in Batesville and Cedar Grove and out towards Mount Carmel. Just real quick, I did want to make a mention of that in far eastern Indiana, eventually working out toward the Indiana-Ohio border there. So we do have a new tornado warning there as well.
New severe in Indy, Brett.
Yep, new severe thunderstorm warning in downtown Indianapolis, including Plainfield, Mooresville, Danville, Avon, Indy, Southport, 60-mile-per-hour wind gust, and quarter-sized hail possible as that moves through. And I tell you what, Michael, those up there still need to be monitored because there's a little bit of broad rotation on some of these as they come in along the I-70 corridor. It's not much. It's not much, but that one north of Cloverdale there, that one needs to be watched, and a little bit, west of Danville. So you're on it. So Indy is going to be hit again here shortly.
Let's go back down into Columbus. Check latest scans. It's 8:12. You've got 6 minutes now before this possible tornado runs through. I will say at least this scan is not as scary as the previous one. So that's good. Nice, at least. Possibly lifted. Large tornado confirmed. Tornado is 9 miles southwest of Columbus. So Hope just sent that. So there's Columbus. I'm gonna go. Where's my mileage? It's not showing me. Gosh darn it.
Let me try.
Yeah, you want to take?
It's no. Oh, here we go. Yes, I will. I can take over here.
Yeah, take it over here. Families camping in Columbus. That's not good. Hopefully they're safe. So vehicles are headed south from Nashville towards Pikes Peak. Ambulances and law enforcement. Debris falling from the sky in Columbus.
Yeah. So the tornado is probably 8.5 miles now to the south and to the west of Columbus. It is working right into the city. Honestly, the best hope at this point is that rotation continues to weaken, because if it doesn't, downtown Columbus, I'm not sharing my screen, am I? Here we go. If it doesn't, then downtown Columbus is in some serious trouble right now. Here's where the tornado is. You can see the debris ball. It's now about 7 miles away from Columbus. Here's the latest scan. A little bit better. It's a little bit better. It's not good, but it's a little bit better. 5.5 miles now away from downtown Columbus with this observed violent tornado. Let's see here. I see somebody posted a look at the tornado in Columbus there in our Slack chat.
Jake Underwood.
Yeah, Jake Underwood. I'm starting. Brian says
tornado with Jake Underwood.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So let's see here. Let me turn back on the velocity scan here. It's still there. I mean, it's weaker than it was, which is encouraging. The rotation's not as strong as it was, but it's definitely still there. And it's definitely still working towards Columbus. It should be crossing I-65. This was 811, so it's probably crossing I-65 right now. This is probably crossing I-65 right now. And I will mention, as this works past, then Eastern Bartholomew County, it's basically riding along, State Road 46 in here. This is kind of
Brett,
the next area.
new tornado warning for Spencer as well, just west, Clay City and Spencer. That one just to the west on the state line there. New tornado warning just issued. Radar indicated for southeastern Vigo County, northeastern Sullivan County, southern Clay County, and Owen County in west central Indiana until 8:45. Severe thunderstorm capable of a tornado not yet observed was located 12 miles northeast of Sullivan. They've already had a nasty storm tonight. Or 17 miles southeast of Terre Haute. It's moving east at 55 miles per hour. So that tornado warning is going to go until 8:45 p.m.
All right. Yep. So you can see the hook here. The rotation signal is a little bit broad right now, but certainly that storm is hooking. This one might need a tornado warning on it as well, Michael. Just south of Brazil, Indiana, near Prairie City along I-70.
Yeah, I don't know why that's not warned.
This one probably needs to have a tornado warning on it. Prairie City, Asherville, Steerleyville. There needs to probably be a tornado warning there. Center Point is kind of where that would be moving through. And then taking a look up here, not seeing strong signals up here from now, which is good. Maybe watch this guy here near Danville. Some broad rotation there. So I'm going to keep an eye on this storm as it works through Danville, Brownsburg, and into northwestern Marion County. It's not super impressive yet, but it's worth monitoring for sure. And again, I'll go back down here. This needs to have a tornado warning on it as it works along the I-70 corridor. This storm probably producing some large hail near Brazil. We believe that there probably needs to be a tornado warning on that cell as well. New severe thunderstorm warning for Shelbyville for ping pong sized hail. And then let's go back down here to Columbus. The rotation signal continues to weaken. I'm really, really praying, based off the look here, that this tornado has lifted right before it went into downtown Columbus.
I think that it's probable that it did. It's probable that it may have, which is very, very much so a blessing, for sure. So, hey, Paducah is under a tornado warning again.
What is that? Their third one today?
It's the third one. I don't laugh at the tornado warning. I just laugh at amazement. I'm like, wow, how does this? I mean, it's unbelievable. I don't understand.
Paducah has just been. Where's their radar?
I would imagine Brownsburg right now is probably getting hit with some pretty decent hail. The spikes, the returns in Brownsburg, just northeast of Brownsburg, the returns up there are topping. Let's see, 70 dBZs up there in northeastern Hendricks County, north of Brownsburg. So,
you can see it right in here. Yep. These darker purple colors, probably, and you can almost see maybe some kind of outflow here as well. So probably damaging winds and some large hail up there, about to move into northwestern Marion County. Man, look at this guy. This guy's starting to get his act together. Spencer, Freedom, eventually Gosport. Man, that one could go into northern Monroe County again.
And Brett, zoom out so we can get a view of everything. Go to one pane and just kind of give everybody an update of what's coming.
Real quick, new tornado warning here. Connorsville, radar indicated tornado warning. Connorsville, Cambridge City, Waterloo. Right along State Road 44 here, Bunker Hill.
They got the best basketball gym in the state, if you ask me. The Bowl, the Connorsville Bowl. It's a fun gym to play in.
I've never been out there.
Don't mess with it. It's historic now.
I love Seymour's gym, but I'm biased because we've been there so many times.
Yeah, let's just get a check here on just storm motion in general, Brett. Maybe give us an idea just real quick if we can look at just what's everything doing, what's coming. Is that a 70 mile per hour wind report at Indy?
It is. That might be from earlier.
Okay, I was going to say that must have been from earlier.
652, yeah. So that was the one that came through the first storm. You're about to get the second storm, 60-mile-per-hour winds in downtown Indy. So if you went back outside after that last storm, you're about to get hit again in Marion County. Let's go check on wide view here. Guys, you can see these southern cells are generally kind of moving west to east. And so these cells here that have had a history of rotating, you're kind of going to be looking for this area. So if you're in Morgan County, northern Monroe County, Johnson County, northern Brown County, northern Bartholomew County, again, Shelby County, we need to be watching these storms very, very carefully as they push further off to the east. Right now, the area that's been lucky is down here because you've been kind of split north and south.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you're not 100% out of the woods because we need to watch some of these guys, but these are generally moving west to east too. So, those counties in the middle, you might see this number, this area in here, Louisville, along the Ohio River, if you will. But, if you're in Paoli, Salem, Bedford, Seymour, you might get a little lucky here.
With the way the base of the trough is now kind of swinging through, I don't think those count. I think that those get missed. I think that we're going to start seeing west to east movement here soon.
These are pretty west to east as it is. The southern row of counties in Indiana might even, some of them might get skipped in southeastern Indiana. Tornado warning and just west of Bowling Green too. All right. Let me zoom back in here. Getting some messages.
The storms west are dying out. The lightning is fading pretty quickly. I think these storms west of Indy are going to start crashing because they're moving into a worked over environment, if I had to guess.
Which is good.
Yeah, I think. No, I mean, again.
Somebody's saying that our stream is lagging a little bit.
Yeah, it probably is. I mean, we've been live for 2.5 hours and 11,000 people on. So,
all right, guys. Let me see here. Vince is sending out a tornado warning for this cell here.
Which one?
I believe it's this one. Is this just south of Greencastle?
Oh, yeah, I can see why. Yeah, I don't know why it wouldn't have one on it.
There it is.
Hook in there nicely. Let's see, just southwest of Kegel Mill. I'm sorry, west of Poland there.
Yep. Right on I-70, south of I-70.
Look how strong the inflow is down there in Clay City. Go to that Clay City one down to the south real quick. Just really strong inflow now. Nasty little hook. Yeah. That hill core, it's almost like a low precipitation supercell.
It is.
Yeah. So when I say that, guys, we have what we call LP and HP supercells, high precipitation, low precipitation supercells, and some of them just mean that there's not a lot of rain really associated with the supercell thunderstorm. You don't typically see that. It just has hail and tornado. It's like, there's not much else there. But the tornado warning that is out is for baseball-sized hail. So it ain't messing around there.
All right, let's see here. Just looking for reports. I'm gonna go back over to Columbus for a second. Yeah, this one's gotten really messy. So, I tell you what, Columbus, it's very likely. It looks like you all got spared.
Someone just said there is, in fact, a tornado on the south end of Columbus.
Well, never mind.
I don't know. I'm not sure if that was a moment ago or now. No, because it's not. That's north. It's east of Columbus now. So it
Yeah,
must have been a few moments ago.
a few moments ago. Let me see. Leaves falling from the sky. Hope. How's Columbus?
Brett, new severe thunderstorm warning for Hamilton County, northern Marion County, for 60-mile-per-hour wind, and it's really for hail, for half dollar sized hail up there. Going to go for the next 50 minutes until 9:15, and hazard 60-mile-per-hour wind and half dollar sized hail. So I'm sure. I'm sure that that heavily populated area getting hail is not going to be a good thing. So, not quite weak enough yet for no thunderstorm warning. So,
Yeah, so this is moving 50 miles an hour. Pretty populated area. Carmel 833. In terms of this moving in, you can kind of see the leading edges right there. Fisher's 844. We've got Pendleton at 857 for the potential for large hail and damaging wind gusts. And again, guys, don't want to forget any metro area is under a severe thunderstorm warning for quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts as these storms begin to push off to the north into the east. Plainfield, Danville, Avon, you're next up for that. I would say this cell's not looking all that impressive right now. I wouldn't say that this one is going to be as notable as the one that we had earlier.
Brett, I do have video of the Columbus tornado.
All right.
Just came in, shared to us on the Twitter account. Oh, there's another. Hang on, where'd it go? Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, there it is, a video there of the tornado in Columbus a little bit moments ago.
I'm not seeing it. Just says click to exit full screen.
Crap on a stick. How about now? Can you see it now?
Yes, but it's small. Yeah, if you zoom in, there you go.
Okay. We're struggling.
Whoa.
We've been live streaming for 5 hours today. Confirmed gust 75-mile-per-hour at Indy Airport from the first round of storms. Okay. Yeah. Well, there you go. Another one coming in. So.
Yep, another one coming in. This storm here still looking pretty nasty, heading towards Spencer, Indiana. This one will eventually head into northwestern Monroe County. These have all kind of been moving at 50 miles an hour. So if we put the movement on this here and we look at the timing for this tornado warned storm right now, Spencer 8:47, Gosport at 8:55, Ellettsville at 8:56. Let's see here. Unionville 9:09, Martinsville 9:11. We'll need to be on the lookout for this tornado warned storm as it moves off to the east northeast right now. We can put this into motion. Man, this area has just it's been the hot spot, hasn't it? This storm's actually moving more west to east now, as you kind of mentioned earlier. Let me redo that more in this direction here.
Yeah.
50 miles an hour. Just north of Bloomington. It was just south of Bloomington earlier. Just north of Bloomington needs to watch this one.
Yep.
But generally kind of the same time here.
Just that LP look. Brett, your lightning's all whacked out, though.
Yeah, I don't know why it keeps doing that. I'm not sure why. When I switch radars, it fixes itself. Data, that's not right. All right.
Just wild that's probably a very photogenic storm. I mean, there's probably really good photos of that if there's anybody around the area, because there's just no obstruction from precipitation there. If you're in Spencer or Freedom area, northwestern Monroe County, if you can get photos of that, this is an interesting comment, Brett. Leaves are falling from the sky everywhere. I wonder if stuff's coming from the sky in Bartholomew County.
I would imagine so. I think I remember hearing earlier that there was debris falling from the sky kind of out ahead of the of that storm too, from the debris earlier.
Yep.
All right. So this tornado warning in Columbus will likely be allowed to expire, I would imagine. There's still some a week of rotation in there, but it's not looking impressive at this point. So again, maybe starting to see these weaken a little bit right now. Still a lot of activity. Paducah still under a tornado warning. I feel like they've been under a tornado warning for all afternoon, to be completely
Brett,
honest.
I'd just like to say real quick that today, guys, to be honest with y'all, we nailed this forecast, and we have had hundreds of people sign up for Clarity Home package this afternoon and today, and I'm telling you, the updates and stuff we've sent to devices, it's been incredible. The team has absolutely nailed the forecast today. It's timing, threats, all the things. Excellent job by everybody involved. You can go to bamwx.com. You can scan the code. You can sign up, whatever the case may be. Make sure you get Clarity, and it's a game changer. For those of you that have it, I'd love for you to comment on here and let folks know you have it and you love it. It's great. So excellent job there. Yeah, we've got some nice comments there on Clarity. So we appreciate everybody. Again, absolutely crazy amount of people signing up for Clarity Home. It's been pretty cool. It's been an incredible deal. So this stuff like this is what we do. You sent out the Bloomington tornado warning earlier, way before NWS. That's what we do. That's what we do. So we appreciate all the support and everything as we continue to monitor this stuff for you. These live streams, we do these for free, by the way. We're not, we do this stuff, and we do have a passion to keep folks updated for sure. But Clarity is the best way to get all of that sent to your.
Yeah, there's two ways that you can repay, if you will, contribute. Two ways: the Clarity Home, which we talked about, and we haven't mentioned this in a minute. So the Storm Cancer 5K. Yeah, you're messing with me, Michael. The Storm Cancer 5K. That's tomorrow morning. Amanda and all the Cure Starts Now team has put a lot of effort into the Storm Cancer 5K. There's been flooding in Franklin. They've had to redo the map. They've done a whole lot. But the bottom line is we're trying to raise $50,000 for pediatric brain cancer research for the Cure Starts Now. And, that's in memory of Adeline Jessen, who battled an inoperable brain tumor and lost her life. And so we've got 400 plus people coming out tomorrow to run or walk. We've got tons of sponsors. We've got lightning baskets, giveaways that we're going to have there. And we would love, if you can, come see us. And if you can't come see us, donate to the cause and help us hit that goal.
Yeah. Yep. Coming. We'll be there tomorrow morning, starting at 9:00. If we hit 500 runners, last I checked, I think we were at 418, according to.
We're close. There's
costume tomorrow.
There is 11,000 of you watching. Okay. We just need about 80 people, and Michael will run tomorrow in a Superman costume.
Yeah. Okay? Jim said, I broke my nose in 17 places. How did that happen? Did I miss a catch in baseball? I wish that's what it was, Jim, but I actually smacked a telephone pole going 80 miles per hour. So it was not missing a baseball, albeit that would have been a much better outcome. So, yeah. Hey, yeah, your daughter will be at the 5K tomorrow. Willow the weather baby. I like that. She could be a mascot.
She could be. She's, Callahan's watching. I'm sure she'll bring her down to me now. She'll give you a forecast. She'll yell. It's past her bedtime. Surely she's asleep by now. Hopefully.
Yeah. Yeah.
But let's get back to the radar here, guys. Take a look at what we're seeing. We're down to it's getting quieter.
It is. Thankfully.
Quieter.
Because I'm hungry, Brett.
I'm hungry too. If we look here, we've got this one tornado warning heading towards Spencer, but I will say that this rotation is starting to weaken here. So this rotation is starting to weaken. but
Hey,
it is still moving towards Spencer and Steinsville right now, and eventually Ellettsville as we work over the next 30 minutes or so.
1 second. I'd like to talk to my friend Dylan real quick. This is an ignorant, stupid comment, Dylan. And I'd appreciate if you just honestly, if you'd get lost. What a stupid comment to make. We've been on here for literally 4.5 hours today, providing free information to people. You can go follow anyone else and watch anybody else's stream. And I would honestly rather you do that. So have a nice night. Go ahead, Brett.
Spencer, tornado warning.
Okay, back to business after some stupidity there. I have to use nice words. You know, I can get really nasty. I don't want to get nasty. Hey, we got more coming into just south of Plainfield too. So that we had that 70-mile-per-hour wind in Indy. So another round coming here through the Indy area.
Yeah, and it does look like, this northern cell has weakened a little bit. And so, 60-mile-per-hour winds, it may not reach that much in downtown Indy with this wave. Now, these storms further to the south, these are a little bit more impressive, I would say, but and they do have some signs of rotation. There's a little bit of broad rotation on these, so we still need to monitor these storms as they work towards Morgan County, and then eventually the second wave as we work towards Johnson County, Greenwood, Whiteland, Franklin, as these push further off to the east. And so still a couple of storms to monitoring, calming down a little bit here. When you look at velocity scans, none of these are super impressive. Very weak broad rotation. In Cloverdale, you might see some clouds spinning a little bit up in the sky, but I highly doubt there's anything hitting the ground. But still worth monitoring, along with this cell here heading towards Spencer, Indiana. But aside from that, clearing out, we do have severe thunderstorm warnings in western Ohio, but these are messy. I'm not seeing a tornado threat at this point for eastern Indiana and western Ohio with these storms.
Yep, certainly a downtrend in activity, and that's nice. That's nice for sure. It's encouraging. Thunderstorms moving through for sure. That storm, I'll tell you what though, still in Freedom in southwest of Spencer is still that one's still looking pretty good right now. At least that's the one that has my attention in Indiana, at least for the time being. That
Yeah.
storm's still. You know what?
Latest scan.
Yeah, that's probably a tornado. Honestly, there's probably not a ton of people that live there, but it's certainly probably a tornado.
You can see it right here. It looks like something could be a tornado on the ground. Let me go back to just the single view, and we'll time this out for you all. This expires in 7 minutes. Based
Yep.
off of that look, I would imagine. Let me draw this out for you all. I would imagine that it's going to be expanded east this direction, and we're going to be looking at a new tornado warning. Spencer, this arrives at 8:48. Might be a little bit faster than that at this point. Mount Tabor 8:57, Ellettsville 8:58, Cascade 9:03, Unionville 9:11 for this storm to be working through. Not a super strong hail signal. This is for $half sized hail. So I think that's one potential indication that these storms are losing a little bit of juice, is because the hail and the reflectivity signatures are not as strong as they were earlier. We're not looking at baseball to softball sized hail anymore.
They're losing their moxie, Brett.
They are. They're losing their moxie.
Yeah. I'm going to pull up an image of hail out of Spencer, Indiana, that Hope just sent over. Pretty nasty little image there.
Whoa.
That's a big one.
And that would have been the one earlier. That was an hour ago.
Yeah, it's a big one. It's big. Wow, and it's not the kind of hail you normally see in Indiana. That's for sure. Gosh, nasty hail.
Yeah, you only get a hail that kind of size every couple of years, if not longer, in this area. It doesn't
Woo, Brett.
happen very often.
Gosh, sorry, I hate to
You're
cut. I
good.
didn't mean to cut you off. I'm going to go to the latest scan on Omega here down there in Spencer. Guys, if you are in Spencer,
Yeah, there it is.
good night, Spencer, and it just along State Road 46, Southport, not Southport near Indianapolis. Okay, the Spencer near Spencer, Indiana, at southeastern Owen County, Southport. Wow, that's a signal there for certainly probably a tornado on the ground,
Tornado on the ground.
probably a very photogenic. If you can see right now, take some photos, send it in. That's
Yes,
know,
if you're south, so if
yeah,
you're in Freeman, Pottersville, New Hope, south of the warning there, Whitehall, you probably have a very good view of a potential tornado.
mm-hmm. Yeah, down through here. If you're down here, you can probably see right into that thing. It's a great view. If you're south of it, you're going to be good. It's going to move north and east of you. And if you're in Spencer, don't go outside and look for it. Take shelter. But yeah, there's a new scan there. I would say, Brett, after this one dies out, we're going to call it a night. This is our last one, though. New severe thunderstorm warning for northern Monroe County. So you know what that means, Brett. They're probably going to have tornado sirens in Monroe.
To be fair, in this particular case,
Yeah,
there probably should be a tornado warning, so
yeah,
it wouldn't be wrong.
sure.
But yeah, I'm sure there are tornado
Drop
sirens
that
going
tornado
off.
warning. Can you believe that?
Yeah, I don't
What in the
I don't
snake
know.
hell? How could you do that?
I don't know.
There's surely they're going to. Well, the latest scan looks a lot better.
We're getting a lot of questions about Evansville. Evansville, you are not under any severe thunderstorm warnings or tornado warnings right now.
No,
Those storms, I mean, you're definitely getting storms right now, but the severe storms and the tornado warned storm is well south of you right now. So I'm not sure why sirens or anything would be going off. It's not even in your county.
Yep. Gosh, there's some interesting comments. I just, whatever, Brett.
Callahan says every time you guys try to get off, there's a new tornado warning.
I'm telling you, yeah,
has happened for I don't know the past
years.
10 times we've done this, Michael.
It's a curse. I'm going to pull kind of scale out here. I'm going to give everybody kind of a last view of everything real quick and give you just a take on what's going on, so you can kind of see the whole thing in its totality here and see what's happening. I'll turn some stuff off so it's not so clouded there, and you can see kind of what's going on. We're starting to fade out a little bit. Brett, kudos to the impasse models. They hit this. The impasse models hit.
They did.
We're starting to see a downtick in activity, and so again, I want to take the opportunity to make sure to get everybody out if you can come out to the 5K. I've been wearing this hat for a couple days now. Just the cure starts now. Get everybody. We'll be out running tomorrow, and we're trying to raise a lot of money. We're well north of 40 grand right now, approaching 50 grand raised for these folks. So I'd love to see you come walk and run tomorrow morning in Franklin, Indiana. 9 a.m. we'll get there.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. A lot of people coming out for it. Again, I'm just checking to see where we are at with our donations. Let's see if we've gotten any for them.
I don't think the site is updating. Kate said something about the sites. They switched.
But regardless, 10,000 of you on here. We'd love to see a lot of you out tomorrow. We'd love to meet you. We'd love to. We've got a BAM table. Michael's going to be running, maybe in a Superman costume. We'll see.
I'm bringing it in case I have to go into the telephone booth and put that thing on and come out and be ready to go. So we'll see.
But yeah, it's going to be a blast. And real quick, because I haven't had a chance to talk about them. I want to be sure, with all the damage that's probably happened with all these storms, to give a shout out to our sponsor for these live streams, 811 Dig, for all of our severe weather live streams that we do this year, all the severe weather events that we've been doing. And just keep in mind that with all the damage, with probably power lines down and trees down and whatnot, if you need to dig, number one, be sure to call that free number. It's free. Have them come out and mark the utilities. Make sure that you're safe in terms of any yard work that you need to do. And of course, if you see down power lines, report it to local authorities. Report it to local energy companies. Don't go near them. You would be surprised how dangerous that those can be. Even if you don't think you're close to it, that's one of the leading causes of injuries and deaths after storms is just those power lines down. So
awesome, guys. Last mention here, and we're out. Clarity Home, bamwx.com. Check it out. Okay. We've alerted folks all day long, been well ahead of the situation here. A ton of you watching. We appreciate all of you. Scan the QR code. And thanks for watching tonight. If you've got clarity, and you want to continue to get updates, it's going to send it. Our Mets are working around the clock right now. So,
Michael, real quick before we get off and something happens, two things. Spencer, that rotation's increasing again. And I'm also watching a hook develop near Mooresville that needs to be watched.
Okay. All right.
There's a new severe thunderstorm warning, and that now includes Greenwood, northern Johnson County.
Yep. Well, that's what you got to do. When you want the weather to ramp up, you got to talk about getting off the stream and ramp right back up.
I just figured before we hopped off that I started to see that, and I was like, I know what's going to happen. We've done this before.
Yep.
Somebody just reported lots of damage in Bloomington.
No, not good. All right. I'll tell you what. Let's see that warning there, 60-mile-per-hour wind, $50 hail. I mean, that's throw a timer on that one, Brett. That population, northern Johnson, southern Marion County. Hell, we're probably hearing tornado sirens too in some spots. But yeah, that warning is going to go for let's see, the next 42 minutes. 60-mile-per-hour winds, 1.25-inch hail, and Brett, it's moving east at 55 miles per hour.
So Greenwood, 9 p.m. For that first pulse. There's another one right behind it too. So 9 p.m. And then Brookfield 9:10, Sugar Creek 9:12. We've got Shelbyville at 9:20, Freeport at 9:23. And so that's the first cell. Now there's another cell. Actually right behind it.
Yeah.
So you've got this one here, and then you've got the second one, which may even be a little bit stronger.
Yeah, it looks like it could be. I mean, gosh, what are these things feeding off of? And the lightning's increasing again.
Mooresville 9:02, Crestview 9:04, Bargersville 9:11, Smith Valley 9:11, Stones Crossing 9:13. The southern part, the second storm, 9:17 for Greenwood.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking north.
It's intensifying again.
It is. Okay.
I don't see much rotation.
No.
I don't see a lot of rotation on these. This one I do. This one down here still has rotation. Working into Steinsville. This is getting into to northern Monroe County now. So need to be on the lookout at the very least. If you're in this area here, you need to be watching this cell at least because it does have rotation on it. Not tornado warned right now, but it would not completely shock me if this area was able to produce a tornado.
Brett, I'll be right back.
You're good. All right, here, guys. So again, we've got a severe thunderstorm warning. This is 60-mile-per-hour winds, quarter-sized hail, and we do have some rotation. So would not shock me if there's a new tornado warning issued there. And then we've got these cells that are setting up kind of along and south of I-70 in northern Morgan and eventually into northern Johnson County. For a second there, they were looking like they may produce some rotation, but they heard us start talking about them and they stopped. So right now, it seems like half-dollar-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds are the main threat across southern Marion County, Southport, Beech Grove, Greenwood, northern Johnson County, New Whiteland, and into eastern and northern Morgan County. So you can see this warning all the way out into parts of Shelby County there as well with these. So, you know, I don't see much rotation, Michael, on this. This one I do. This one still has my attention a little bit. But I think that pending how this one trends the next couple scans, we might be okay.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the cloud structure right out my window because I see the view to the north from Bargersville. It's just great structure. Just amazing.
It's I haven't had a drop of rain here, but a very pretty sunset.
Yeah.
I've missed it all. I haven't gotten a drop of rain.
All right. Well, Brett, let's call it. The severe thunderstorm warnings and whatnot, they are coming down. There's still a few out. Clarity will cover that. And if anything goes tornado warned, we'll come back on if we need to. But let's call it a night there for now. And again, and thank all of you for watching tonight. If you don't follow along, make sure you follow the Facebook page, follow the YouTube account. Make sure you make sure you're able to know when we go live again and watch all of our updates and stuff. So we appreciate all of you tonight, and maybe we'll see you tomorrow morning.
Yep, the 5K. Guys, stay safe. Hopefully this helped you, and we'll chat soon. Hopefully we have a little bit of a break from the severe weather, but there could be some more chances next week. We'll need to watch.
Yeah.
Yay.
Nice.
Bye, guys.